trip only with Make My Trip.
Good morning. Welcome to our special coverage this Wednesday morning. Delhi ke dil mein kya hai? Well, folks, I guess the answer to that question will be known over the next 1 hour. 96% of Delhi gets covered by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. 272 wards spread across 3 municipal divisions in the national capital. Some idea, perhaps, of the consequence of this never-ending rivalry which plays out between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party. Can Mr. Kejriwal still weave his magic, or is the party over for the Aam Aadmi Party? The hottest startup in town at one point of time, has it run out of gas? Over the next few hours, results straight from the counting centers. And again, I'm reminding you, as I always do in each election, when it comes to counting, you have to be with CNN News 18, simply because this is where you get the results first and you get the results accurately. This is data which we get on our own in partnership with our sister channel ETV. We've set up our own call centers. We do not depend on any secondary or tertiary sources. So I commit to you that by 9 a.m., if not earlier, we will be able to tell you what exactly does the future hold for the Aam Aadmi Party, for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and maybe even the Congress. The big story breaking at 8:01 is that the counting of votes has started. Counting has begun for those 272 wards that we were speaking about, and our reporters will be with us from all those wards. MCD, which is split into 3 different parts. There is North, East, and South. At one point of time, there was one municipal corporation. Then, when Sheila Dikshit was the chief minister, she took this call and split the MCD into 3 parts, hoping that it will lead to better governance. Is it leading to better governance or not? How is it possible that the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has been in power for 10 long years at the MCD, still is managing to position itself as a victim? And look at what has happened over these last 12 hours. Suddenly a flurry of activity. While counting is starting now, it seems the Aam Aadmi Party is already looking for some insurance about a possible decimation, against a possible wipeout that the Aam Aadmi Party may face within the next 1 hour. That's why leaders like Alka Lamba of the Aam Aadmi Party are now tweeting saying that they're being supposedly being given bribe offers by the Bharatiya Janata Party. I'm told Shubhajit Sen Gupta, my colleague, he has Manoj Tiwari with him, the Delhi BJP president.
मिल रहा है, उसकी अपेक्षाओं पे खरा उतरने की शक्ति दो, और इसलिए मैं तो रोज ही यहाँ ये स्थल तो जब आप आएंगे मैं यहाँ सुबह पूजा करता हूँ. आज की पूजा स्पेशल है.
तो आज कितना कॉन्फिडेंट हैं आप? एग्जिट पोल ने एक दिखाया है कि लैंडस्लाइड हो सकता है बीजेपी का. आप इस वक्त कितना कॉन्फिडेंट है कि जीतने की क्या चांसेस हैं?
मैं कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ कि जैसा एग्जिट पोल आप लोग दिखा रहे हैं उससे वो 20 ही होगा, 19 नहीं होगा, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है.
तो 10 साल तक यहाँ पर एमसीडी में बीजेपी रहा है, उसके बाद इस बार एक और इलेक्शन आ रहा है, ऊपर से 2 साल से आप भी है, तो ये रेफरेंडम किसके लिए है, आपके लिए या बीजेपी के लिए है?
देखिए, रेफरेंडम आज के लिए है. रेफरेंडम आज के लिए है. और बीजेपी का क्या है? बीजेपी तो अभी आउट थी यहाँ से. भाई, दिल्ली सरकार में बीजेपी तो है नहीं, और हम जिस एमसीडी में जहाँ हैं वो भी दिल्ली सरकार के ही अंडर में आता है, वो कोई अलग से तो है नहीं. तो निश्चित रूप से रेफरेंडम आम आदमी पार्टी पे है, और लोगों के सामने तीनों पार्टियों का काम है. आज सबके सामने समाधान आ जाएगा जनता का, जो भी हो सब स्वीकार करे.
तो एक बात ये देखते आ रहे हैं कि पिछले 2-3 साल से कोऑर्डिनेशन जो रहा है स्टेट और म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस के बीच में, वो खराब रहा है, और उसके चलते कभी गार्बेज का प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ और इश्यूज आए हैं. तो क्या लगता है इस बार ये सोल्यूशन आ पाएगा इसमें?
देखिए, उन लोगों की अगर सद्बुद्धि जगेगी तो वो सोल्यूशन करेंगे, क्योंकि सोल्यूशन जनता की समस्याओं का करना है, और चुने हुए सब होते हैं. तो अगर कोई चुना हुआ प्रतिनिधि जनता को तकलीफ देकर के राजनीति करना चाहे तो जनता उसको जल्दी ही कान पकड़ के बाहर कर देती है.
तो पावर में आने के बाद पहला क्या काम रहेगा बीजेपी का?
मेरा जो 4 महीने का काम, अगर हम आते हैं जैसा दिख रहा है वैसे ही, तो हम अगले 4 महीने में दिल्ली को किसी भी प्रकार के कूड़े से मुक्ति और फॉगिंग करके हर प्रकार की बीमारियों से बचाव करने का कार्य करें।
एक आखिरी सवाल, एक नंबर पर तो आप बीजेपी को ही मानेंगे, दूसरे नंबर पर कौन रहेगा, आप या कांग्रेस आपके तहत?
मुझे तो लगता है कि इस समय कांग्रेस और आम आदमी पार्टी दोनों एक प्रकार की लड़ाई लड़ रही है, तो हो सकता है दो चार आगे पीछे हो जाए आपस में लोग। हमें उनसे मतलब नहीं है, हम चाहते हैं ईश्वर हमें शक्ति दे, आज ईवीएम खुले तो सब कुछ भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पक्ष में।
That was Manoj Tiwari sounding very confident that the victory would be of the BJP, but we'll have to see what happens post 8 p.m. when the EVM opens.
Guess what? The EVMs have already opened. The counting has already started, and I've already made a commitment to you that we will be able to give you the actual results not later, I think, than in another 45 to 50 minutes. Great pleasure for me to be welcoming our panelists here with us in our studio. Starting from my right, Rajesh Sharma, representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, a proud Delhiite and someone who would have perhaps cast his vote. Vinod Sharma, a political editor of the Hindustan Times, joining us live. Another proud Delhiite, Amit Goel, from the Pioneer newspaper. He's with us as well. And Pradeep Bhandari is an interesting person. He's the CEO of Jan Ki Baat, a portal which he has been using extensively during these MCD elections, and he's been visiting various constituencies, various wards to get a sense of what really is happening across Delhi. Let me, at the top though, go across to all my correspondents who are joining us live. Sumit Pandey, Pallavi Ghosh, and Shubhajit, of course, was there. Zeba is there. Sanket is there. All of them joining us live. Let me just first begin with you, Sumit Pandey. There we saw Manoj Tiwari expressing his confidence that it's game, set and match. But I really want to know, Sumit, how did the BJP manage to create this strategy where for 10 years they've been in power in MCD for 10 long years, yet they're projecting themselves as some kind of a victim. At what stage did this strategy really end up bearing dividends for the BJP?
Because I think in Delhi politics, Kejriwal, all the, narrative has, revolved around Kejriwal and Arvind Kejriwal's politics. And since the Punjab elections was very crucial as far as the local body elections in Delhi were concerned, it would have had its ripple effect, was very clear right from the beginning. Imagine, Bhupen, if the Aam Aadmi Party would have done better in Punjab, the impact it would have in Delhi, ripple effect here. I think you would have found Aam Aadmi Party much more confidently taking on the BJP. But I think that was the place BJP thought that Kejriwal's juggernaut had to be stopped if he had national ambitions, and they were successful in doing that to a large extent. And now trying to stamp out the Aam Aadmi Party opposition and its national prospects from the local, from Delhi itself, where the Aam Aadmi Party has its, base, the core of its entire politics here in Delhi.
Can I just hold you for a moment, Sumit? I want to go to Sanket because there's a very interesting statement which has been made at 7 past 8 a.m. There's a reason why I'm specifically looking at time slot 7 past 8 a.m. because it will tell you how those who may well end up losing this election are trying their level best to look for excuses after excuses. Look at the statement which has been made by a member of parliament of the Aam Aadmi Party, well-known singer Bhagwant Mann. This is a quote which has been given by Bhagwant Mann to the Tribune newspaper, and I'm reading exact quote. Historic blunder by the Aam Aadmi Party leadership. There is no use finding fault with electronic voting machines. Now when the party leadership committed a historic blunder with regard to the overall strategy in elections, it should look within to find out reasons that stop Aam Aadmi Party's march to power. Sanket Upadhyay, Arvind Kejriwal may just be the leader of a party which was born in 2013. But the manner in which Mr. Kejriwal has presented himself as a supreme leader, who's Mr. Know-all, who's the only Pak-Saaf leader in this country, from the media to the political class, everyone else is a chore, but Mr. Kejriwal is this knight in shining armor. Is this the real problem that the Aam Aadmi Party today is confronted with, this ego of Mr. Kejriwal, Sanket?
Well, Bhupen, as Kejriwal's opponents say, those who live by hype die by that hype. And that's perhaps how you can choose to explain at this moment what is happening in the Aam Aadmi Party. Is this some sort of an implosion? Is Aam Aadmi Party imploding? We will know soon because, what you were discussing maybe an hour ago was how the spin doctoring, the art which Arvind Kejriwal and his men have mastered, has already been kicked into effect even before the results are out. Look at Alka Lamba. Now, we can almost predict that if these results do not go in favor of Aam Aadmi Party or as desired by Arvind Kejriwal, number one, he'll blame the EVMs. Number two, he will directly blame the BJP of having created a situation where most of these Aam Aadmi Party leaders are, you know, cahoots with them, moving towards their side. And also, if you go by what Alka Lamba is saying, the BJP is trying to create a situation when MCD is just the beginning. The next step would be, you know, central rule in the national capital. So the Aam Aadmi Party's spin doctoring has gone on to that level. So in a way, they have already tried to set the discourse even before the results are out.
That's what I'm looking at. And the more I look at statements being made first by Kumar Vishwas, who was obliquely hitting out against Arvind Kejriwal, now statement being made by Bhagwant Mann, who's openly saying that Mr. Kejriwal and company need to relook at their strategies. Now, Bhagwant Mann himself is not some, you know, is not some ideal MP, given the fact that he was caught. He was caught while he was trying to do a live Facebook stream of Parliament itself, and it was suggested that he was someone who was not really behaving in a responsible manner. Let me also quickly run you through the leads which are coming up, and on the bottom half of the screen, those leads will start reflecting. The Aam Aadmi Party is 1, Congress 2, but our correspondents are reporting from the ground that actually the leads are far higher. They're far bigger. The BJP is ahead in 6. The BJP is ahead in 6, the Aam Aadmi Party in 2, the Congress in 1. Let's see whether what we're seeing in these initial few seconds of counting, whether that holds and whether this leads to some kind of a momentum of sorts being built by for the Bharatiya Janata Party, as has been suggested by many pollsters. Let me just turn to my panelists also here with us in our studio, starting first with you, Vinod Sharma. Look at what Alka Lamba says, Vinodji, that I'm supposedly being bribed by the BJP. Look at what Bhagwant Mann is saying, that Mr. Kejriwal needs to look within. Is the Aam Aadmi Party suffering from a huge self-inflicted, self-created problem today?
Well, you know, when a party loses election, I mean, look at the Congress, you know, when in 2014, when they lost the state assembly elections, I mean, there was complete dissipation of that energy that one requires to win an election. So when a political party loses an election, and that too roundly and decisively, which has happened in both Goa and in Punjab, it does lose heart, you know, and these voices do emerge, you know. One has seen these voices emerging from within the Congress, from within the BJP in the past, and also of all the parties, even the left parties, we have seen these voices emerging. So there is nothing wrong in that. Insofar as introspection is happening, insofar as the leadership is being questioned in the interest of the party. But a lot will depend on what is the final result of the municipal elections. Now, may I tell you one thing, Bhupen, let's understand that Delhi may well behave like any other small northeastern state, you know, which tends to be on the side of the party that's in power at the center, you know. But that really doesn't mean that the party which is in power in the state assembly, which has the majority in the state assembly, has been decimated, because political parties don't evaporate like that.
No, I agree, but you know, but even on the point that you're making, that Delhi may well be resembling the northeastern states, but look at what's happened in Delhi. Sheila Dikshit was in power for 15 years. The Congress party was in power. The UP was in power from 2004 to 2014. But the MCD was in the control of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yeah. It was in that scenario that in 2013 suddenly we saw the emergence of the Aam Aadmi Party. Therefore, Pradeep, in terms of your travel across the entire state of Delhi, and it's a small state, 13 crore people, we're saying that even in these MCD elections, 96% of Delhi is being represented in these MCD elections. What is it one thing which is really working on the minds of the people, that from 2014 to 2015 to now 2017, we're seeing 3 very different narratives playing out in Delhi?
Bhupenji, let's understand this, right? Arvind Kejriwal had emerged as a confrontationist activist who came into governance. But post he came into governance, his politics has been that of confrontation. Now, since 2014, people somehow have not been able to relate to that. Now, when he went to Goa, when he went to Punjab, people, especially his core constituency of the autowalas, the taxi drivers and all, were asking that what we were promised, we've not been delivered that, and our chief minister is going to different states to promise the other electorate. So somehow, for example, what were the core promises of the Aam Aadmi Party? Their MLAs did not meet the people as frequently as they promised. There was not even a single Mohalla Sabha that took place. So somehow at the local level, the the interaction with the MLA, the interaction with the Aam Aadmi Party as it was supposedly thought to be by the electorate did not take place.
But you know, it's just one side of the story, isn't it, Amit? And Prerna Singh of the Congress Party is live with us as well, and I'll come to her in a moment. But you know, while we criticize Mr. Kejriwal, and we will end up spending a lot of time looking at the performance of Mr. Kejriwal, isn't it also true, Amit, that there are a lot of things which went right for the Aam Aadmi Party? Electricity bills, for instance. Across the state, I hear that electricity bills were reduced by half. Water bills, water tanker mafia. There was a sustained attempt which was made to demolish the water tanker mafia. Why then is Arvind Kejriwal still being projected as this villainous character in this entire story of Delhi?
Well, I don't think he's become a villain. What has probably happened is that Kejriwal has been crying a lot. He's been crying, he's been a crybaby. So people don't want a leader who's in power, who's sitting in the seat of power and always cribbing about why I am unable to deliver. While he has been delivering on the areas which he governed. But in the areas which people of Delhi will not understand, because it's such a multiplicity of authorities, that it is very difficult to hear. So people are always looking at the Chief Minister. Sheila Dikshit also, although she remained in power, faced a similar problem. But she never cried in public. She never washed her linen in the public. And she tried to get LG along, tried to get the centre along. Even when Congress was in power at the centre, she had differences with her own party people.
But I just want to go back. I just want to go back to what's happening, the story of possible unraveling of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kumar Vishwas starts off a few days back. Now we're seeing Bhagwant Mann, Alka Lamba of the Aam Aadmi Party also suggesting that there are attempts being made to bribe her. It appears as if the Aam Aadmi Party today is an outfit which is speaking in multiple voices. Is this just desperation? Is this just a fear of the unknown, that what will happen if the numbers, if the massive majority which has been predicted by the exit polls, if those numbers were to hold, what would be the future of the Aam Aadmi Party? Now, you know what's happening, you know the trends, the writing on the wall, depending on what is the position being taken by the spokesperson of the party. Now, the position which has been taken by the Aam Aadmi Party is this, that nobody will speak till 9:30. Why will nobody speak till 9:30? Because they want to be sure of what's going to happen, whether they are down to 20, 30, 40, or are they really going to be in a position to be on their own in MCD. Prerna Singh of the Congress Party with us as well. Prerna ji, welcome to CNN News 18. What's at stake, Prerna ji, for the Congress Party here? I know typically the Congress's position has been that Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi don't campaign for these municipal elections. But don't you think that a subpar performance from the Congress in these MCD elections will further erode whatever credibility is left of the party?
See, you know, we after 2014 elections, whatever by-election happened in Delhi, we have been the gainer. And from 9% vote in 2016 MCD by-elections, we went to 30%. And then in Rajouri Garden Assembly elections, we went up to 33.23%. Even in this elections, we will be the maximum gainer. People of Delhi have rejected Arvind Kejriwal and his fake promises.
Okay.
He was the one who came into power by making tall promises and nothing he was being able to fulfill.
So your point, Prerna ji, is that the fault lies with Mr. Kejriwal. And I'm finding it rather amusing that here is a scenario where a party like the Congress, which was in power for 15 years at the assembly level, it believes that Kejriwal is responsible. The BJP has been in power in MCD. It controls the three MCDs. It has been doing that for the last 10 years. It has ruled out of 25 years. 20 years have seen a BJP rule at the MCD level. Yet it believes that Mr. Kejriwal is the villain. So therefore, Ajay, I see that, you know, it could be a disingenuous attempt as well, that you all are trying to convert a party जो कि एकदम एक नई पार्टी है बिल्कुल. I mean, किस प्रकार से आप लोगों ने उनको विलेनियस कैरेक्टर में कैसे तब्दील कर दिया?
हमने उसको विलेनियस कैरेक्टर में तब्दील ही नहीं किया. The first thing I will say, Aam Aadmi Party's birth was on a very specific revolution which was against corruption. And this person was treated as a person who was an anti-crusader who came to fight corruption here, a person who came to the public with big shirts, chappals in a Wagoner, and with, I can say, innocent face. But with time, the persons came to know that he is an opportunist, he is a liar, who wants to become Prime Minister in the second day, he wants to become Chief Minister of several states in the third day. And without performing in Delhi, he has never performed in
That
Delhi.
may be your view, that may be your view, but Amit Goel was suggesting that it's not as if, see, we got to be fair. So let's stick to facts. While of course, you know, you have your freedom to question the policies of Mr. Kejriwal and the approach of Mr. Kejriwal, but I'm just trying to wonder, how is it that in a span of 3 years, two parties which have been ruling Delhi for so many years suddenly are converting Mr. Kejriwal into this hugely villainous character? Let me go to Pallavi Ghosh, who's there at the Congress headquarters. Pallavi, is there any activity whatsoever? I'm looking at the screen and I'm seeing that the BJP is ahead in five of those wards, 3 of those wards which are coming up, and the Congress ahead in 3. So what is it that the Congress is really hoping to achieve by the end of the day today?
You know, in fact, Bhupan, I'm just going to show you the pictures over here at the Congress headquarters. And I think the stillness essentially explains the strategy of the Congress party. They want to make it look like just a municipal elections and nothing to do with the national perspective to it. And that's the reason we're actually keeping to this tradition. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi have not been campaigning. But I think just coming after the UP debacle, I think the Congress wants to reinforce the point, should the party not do well, that it has nothing to do with Rahul Gandhi. The referendum is not on Rahul Gandhi's leadership. It's essentially the local leaders who are responsible for whatever happens if the Congress party does not do well, which is perhaps explains that why over here at the national headquarters, no activity, no leaders, none of them are available here. I think at the end of the day, whatever is the result is going to be a reflection on what role Ajay Makar is going to play. He's had a complete free hand, yes. There was a committee which was set up to decide on ticket distribution, but even there it was Markan who really called the shots, and that perhaps also explains why there's a large element of disenchantment. We saw a large number of Congress leaders, senior of them, leaving the party, joining the BJP. So essentially, is it going to be Markan's Delhi Congress, or whether it's going to be a Sheila Dikshit's Delhi Congress? I think that could be the defining factor which will emerge after the results.
Well, the initial trends which are coming, Pallavi, seem to be suggesting that the exit poll nightmarish scenario for the Aam Aadmi Party may well end up holding true. The Aam Aadmi Party is at a distant number 3. 25 wards which are showing the results right now. The Aam Aadmi Party ahead in only 3. The BJP ahead in 11, the Congress ahead in 10. Vinodji, would I be right if I was to actually interpret, and these are just initial trends, it's 8:22. If I was to look at it from the point of view of some kind of a resurgence of the Congress party in Delhi, would that be a correct assertion?
You know, if it, we'll have to look for the vote percentage. Indeed, you know, why have the two national parties joined up or ganged up against the Aam Aadmi Party? You see, the Aam Aadmi Party was actually competing with the Congress for political space, and it was a threat in terms of its temperament, its leadership's temperament to the BJP. Mind you, in the Punjab elections, Arvind Kejriwal went around openly saying that if he gets to wrest power in Punjab, he is going to put certain prominent leaders of the Akali Dal in jail. You know, that's not a very happy scenario for the ruling combination, which has this ally for I don't know what number of decades. So, you see, may I say one thing, that indeed Arvind Kejriwal made a plethora of mistakes. Indeed, the Aam Aadmi Party leadership came across as churlish at times.
Is he becoming an irritant? Let me use that word. Is Arvind Kejriwal today the biggest irritant? Is he an irritating factor in Indian politics?
You see, I wouldn't call him an irritating factor. You see, I would call him a debilitating factor for his opponents, for the simple reason that he had the capacity to put into public domain issues on which nobody was daring to talk, including the media. And that is where his utility lies for public discourse. He at least contributed in making public discourse a bit balanced.
But was he punching way above his weight? The point is, was he in a hurry?
No, please
While
understand.
he may have been,
Look,
he may have been using, you know, he may be flagging of the right point, sir.
Let me be the advocate of the person many people perceive as the devil. Here was a man who was in power in Delhi, and the other person in power in Delhi is the Honorable Prime Minister. And he also contested against him in your hometown, Banaras.
Right.
He had the guts to do it. He lost it. So he was perennially positioning himself as the principal opposition to the BJP.
Was that a mistake? That's what I'm getting at.
And that is where he was because he was in contest with the Congress for the opposition space. Please understand that. From his standpoint, you have to be really seriously analyzing as to what his mind must be thinking.
I'm trying to understand what, while you're right, Vinodji, that what his mind was thinking, I'm trying to understand whether Mr. Kejriwal had the right intent, but he went about it in the wrong way. Therefore, Rajesh, was that the biggest factor which is playing out on, you know, I look at the story of garbage, for instance. I say it's the BJP-led MCD which is responsible for this garbage menace. You have not managed to rid the city, and I saw Manoj Tiwari, you know, making this tall claim in 4 months. We'll do everything. Delhi will be mosquito-free. Delhi will be chikungunya-free. Delhi will be garbage-free. You've not managed to do that for 10 years. How then are you blaming Arvind Kejriwal? Tell me.
Let me say it very categorically. He was a person that it comes under the Delhi government, and Delhi government has not given money to MCD. And it was specifically planned so that he can grab the MCD. So that way he plans the thing. Second thing, when it comes, he now blames the Election Commission. Previously, he blamed the Supreme Court, the CAG, the CVC. He blamed the Home Ministry, the central government. He blamed everyone. He blamed everyone with saying that I'm the right person. No one else in this world is right. So that type of blaming all the agencies, how can that be from a person who is the chief minister?
Should we be looking at Mr. Kejriwal as the practitioner of a extremely cynical brand of politics, an extremely negative brand of politics, and is that the reason why maybe the people of Delhi are beginning to look at Mr. Kejriwal in a very different way in comparison to how they may have perceived him, let's say, in 2013 or in 2015. Let me go across to Sahil Migdani, my correspondent who's there at the BJP headquarters in the capital. Sahil, it looks as if the battle is really between the BJP and the Congress. But on the allegations being made against the Bharatiya Janata Party by Aam Aadmi Party leader Alka Lamba that she was allegedly offered a bribe, is there a response from the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Bhupen, no response as of now to the allegations, and well, BJP today is ready to face all the allegations, but they will be focusing on the fact that their victory swing, which began in Uttar Pradesh, has continued till MCD polls. But Bhupen, while everyone will be focusing on the Narendra Modi factor, one fact that perhaps is getting overweight is the fact how Delhi BJP also revamped itself post 2015 election loss to Aam Aadmi Party. It changed its president. Manoj Tiwari was appointed. He remembers comes from UP's from Purvanchal, where 40 lakh voters in Delhi are from that area, which is about 25% vote share. Its spokespersons were changed, so that is also to be considered. But again, as far as local politics is concerned, for instance, the area where I come from, the corporator was changed, just like all the other corporators across 70 wards. And the vote was cast in the name of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And hence they were told that the old brigade is gone. Those who were troubling you for 10 years, including BJP corporators, are now gone. There are new fresh faces installed, and they will be reporting directly to the Prime Minister. So do you want to vote for PM Modi, or do you want for vote for a party who has been cynical, or for a party which used to rule Delhi, Congress in this case, but now is no more in control of any administration? And I think that has worked. For instance, in my constituency, the old brigade didn't come at all. It was all the new leaders, and they were asking the vote in the name of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Bhupen.
Okay, you know, a lot of our viewers are asking us questions in terms of the numbers that we're putting up, and I've seen this happening in election after election. So here's another rider. All of you out there, and I'm putting it out very clearly, in the interest of transparency, I'm making the statement with great responsibility and authority. I'm aware of how we get hold of these numbers. Other channels, other publications which are trying to give you a far higher number, they are all lying. It's forgery which is happening there with the other channels, because those channels do not have access to voting booths. They do not have the kind of call centers that we've built up. So what you're seeing on CNN News 18 is the actual picture. Far too often in the past, you've seen how some channels end up making the mistake of overplaying a party which may be seemingly getting ahead, in this case of Bharatiya Janata Party. This time around, I suspect that a similar move is being made, so don't fall for that. Stick to CNN News 18. This is where the numbers are coming. I'm told Vijay Goel, Union Minister, speaking out as well. Let's just listen to him.
क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जैसे सारे देश के अंदर विकास कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसा लगता है कि उनके नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ज़्यादा अच्छा शासन दे सकती है. इसलिए दिल्ली के अंदर लोग अब चाहते हैं कि बीजेपी ही वापसी करे.
तो सर क्या आज की जो सुबह है वो दिल्ली एमसीडी में बीजेपी की एक नई सुबह होगी?
नई सुबह तो होगी, पर नई चुनौतियां भी होंगी। तो हमारे लिए दिल्ली एमसीडी में और ज्यादा काम करने की चुनौती है, जिसमें स्वच्छता सबसे नंबर 1 पर आता है। और दूसरा यह है कि दिल्ली की जनता ने जो हमसे अपेक्षाएं की हैं उसको हमें पूरा करना है। देखना यह है कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, आम आदमी पार्टी और कॉरपोरेशन तीनों मिलकर काम करें तो ही दिल्ली का विकास हो सकता है। अगर दिल्ली सरकार ही एमसीडी को अपोज करेगी तो फिर काम करना मुश्किल हो जाता है। तो मैं आशा करता हूं एक नई शुरुआत होगी जिसके अंदर दिल्ली सरकार और एमसीडी मिलकर काम करेंगे।
सर एक आखिरी सवाल, दिल्ली बीजेपी कितनी सीटों पर अपने आप को देख रही है?
अब परिणाम आ ही रहे हैं तो इसमें मेरा आकलन करना कोई अच्छा नहीं लगता है।
Okay, so, when the going is good, and I've seen this now over many elections in the past now, when the going is good, you will see a whole range of union ministers from the Bharatiya Janata Party coming out and speaking out. When the going is bad, that is when the BJP headquarters and the entire lineup of their star speakers, all of them suddenly go into absence mode. But I was just looking at one of the results which are being reported from Badarpur and from Dilshad Garden, where the leads are suggesting that it's a Congress party which is ahead. I think there's a story there. Because if you look at the demographics of Badarpur and the demographics of Dilshad Garden, Badarpur minority dominated area, Dilshad Garden minority dominated area, these were two areas which at an assembly level in the past have been with the Bahujan Samaj party as well. Do remember that the BSP led by Mayawati at one point of time had almost 15% vote in Delhi. In the last MCD elections, the BSP had its councillors. It was this vote of the Bahujan Samaj party, the rural vote, the poor vote, let's say the lower middle class vote, which completely moved to the Aam Aadmi Party with Mr. Kejriwal at the helm of affairs. Is that vote, Pradeep, is that vote going back to where it used to be in the form of Congress party? Is Congress back to being, let's say, a preferred choice for the urban and rural poor in Delhi in some percentages?
Well, absolutely, Bhupen, and in fact, in places like Shakarpur and all these places where you have the minorities dominated places, or say, for example, where the lower class of the strata comes, that was actually the vote bank of the Congress. But because the Congress diluted to an absolutely disproportionately low level, and the Arvind Kejriwal had resurged in 2015 as the alternate choice for this class of vote, it went to Aam Aadmi Party. So I will say it as the ghar wapsi for the same vote bank coming back to the Congress, but it will not absolutely come back to the Congress. Some of it will go to the Bharatiya Janata Party because of certain schemes that the Prime Minister has lodged and a trust which is developed in the OBC and the lower class of voters.
So therefore, Amit, if I was to look at it this way, that and each election I think in India now increasingly is resembling a presidential election, where it's a clash between personalities. Look at what had happened in Orissa. I think the Orissa municipal election was one of the least talked about elections in this country, but it was one of the most important elections, because for the first time the Bharatiya Janata Party managed to create a solid mark for itself, a solid base for itself in Orissa. It repeated that performance in the BMC elections in Maharashtra, where again its tally went up almost as high as the Shiv Sena, which was a deeply entrenched player. And now Delhi. Is this the Modi effect which is at play here from Orissa to Mumbai to Delhi? Are people simply reposing their faith in Modi in elections at various levels? Lok Sabha 2014, assembly elections as we've seen in Uttar Pradesh, and now municipal results, municipal elections?
Yeah, I would agree with you. See, what has happened is since Modi has come to power in the center, people are very confident of his leadership, of his delivery, because he's set Gujarat as an example. He got into 2014 election with Gujarat as a development example, and polarization of Hindu votes is helping him along. So what is happening is that people want change. People are fed up.
Fed up of whom, I want to know? I thought Arvind Kejriwal had appropriated this mantle of being the change maker.
Bhupen, this is precisely the reason Amit Shah changed all the councillors contesting BJP. Modi as a face, they tried to send a message that municipal councillors may have failed you in last 10 years, but now Modi is in power, new BJP is in power. That is why Manoj Tiwari is not a Delhi leader.
Right.
They could have chosen anybody, any of the Goyals from or Guptas from their own party.
Can I just
so
go
they
to...
have set up a new phase, new ideas which they want to present, and people are voting for that.
Pradeep, you want to make a quick point?
Yeah, I just want to say that people had expected the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress to emerge as the new party in order to trust the voters, whereas what the Bharatiya Janata Party has done by not giving ticket to any of the past corporators, it has emerged as the party which is saying that yes, we've accepted that we did not do well, so we are taking the implicit responsibility for this, and that's why we're not having any of the old corporators because of that. So that's why they've somehow
this appears to be a strategy. You know, I've seen when Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi would often drop 50% of sitting MLAs and yet end up retaining majority. In Uttar Pradesh, Amit Shah, Narendra Modi came in for huge criticism because they completely disbanded the old guard, including the city of Banaras, where from one of the constituencies of Banaras, they dropped a 4-time sitting MLA and put a whole a rookie there. Is this a new strategy which the BJP has got?
I will say one thing that, as rightly told, that Arvind Kejriwal came into power, he should have performed in Delhi as Narendra Modi performed for 10 years and 12 years in Gujarat. Then he came to the center showing his performance that I have ruled this state, I have taken this state, and now this is the Gujarat model, I can do development in similar way. What Arvind Kejriwal did, he gave several promises, schools, hospitals, colleges, buses, everything. But nothing was done by him. The way he failed in administration, the way he confronted, the way he fought with, definitely I can say the way he spoke 2 days back, eat se eat baja denge. Definitely if he does some type of things, again he will see further low, because it is definitely...
Is our BJP's friend here being a little too disingenuous here? I was trying to figure out, and I've been attempting to find an answer to this question. How is it possible for a party which is in power now at the center, a party which has been in power in the MCD for 10 years, how is it possible for Mr. Sharma to say that, listen, we are not to be blamed for anything. The man who came to power for the last 2.5 years and the man who forever was being challenged by the Lieutenant Governor's office is the real villain. I mean, is the Congress also in agreement with this view which is being expressed by the BJP?
See, you know, I would not say that I'm in agreement. Yes, Kejriwal was responsible for all the mess in Delhi in last 2.5 years. But what really, you know, held Mr. Modi back from making things better in last 3 years? He's in power for almost 3 years now. And why did he not intervene in MCD? Why did he not speak to his corporators? And what is going to change now? What enlightenment has he got that he's going to change the MCD completely? Why he did not intervene when Safai Karamcharis were going on the streets and when Delhi was becoming the litter capital?
You know,
BJP has been in power in MCD for last 10 years.
This channel is where we had broken the Shunglu panel report almost a month before the report found its way into public domain. And a closer perusal of that Shunglu panel report actually suggested the real charge against Mr. Kejriwal is that, as he himself often proudly proclaims himself to be an anarchist, the problem with Kejriwal's brand of politics is that he does not confine himself to the existing rules of the game. He does not confine himself to the constitutional mechanism which exists and believes that he must be treated in a completely different manner. Is that sentiment which is being expressed by Mr. Kejriwal today being challenged by the people of Delhi? Zeba is there outside the main counting centers. Zeba, any ideas, Zeba, for how long will it take, Zeba, for us to accurately tell our viewers that the results now are well and truly done and dusted?
Bhupin, I'm inside the State Election Commission and we have the 3 LCD screens, one for each MCD, which is displaying real-time results as of now. And so far, in most wards that we do know, BJP does have a lead. But then again, one thing which is important is that the votes that have been counted so far are fairly less in number. So these trends are really early trends and they will change. If I can just show you Janakpuri, Janakpuri South, Janakpuri West, and all of these wards in South Delhi Municipal Corporation, BJP has a lead. But then the number of votes counted is a little above 1,000. So it will be too early to really believe the leads, but yes, BJP is leading. The second following BJP is Congress in almost all the three MCDs, and Aam Aadmi Party is coming third to Congress. So certainly this is what we're getting, the real picture. This is where the information from all the counting centers, 35 counting centers across the national capital, which is being collated, and real-time figures that are being updated here on the screen. But then again, the number of votes counted is not a lot more. It's only between 800 to 1,000. So these are really early trends, but BJP leading, Congress following suit.
Well, it's 8:39 right now on our studio clock, and I will say this: at 8:39, I think I'm fairly convinced that it's a Bharatiya Janata Party which is set to win. It's just a matter of what will be the exact scale of victory. The Bharatiya Janata Party, according to me, is certainly set to win this MCD election in the state of Delhi. Dr. Harshvardhan, another union minister, speaking out as well. Let's just listen.
पूरी तरह से मैच करता है और जैसा कि चुनाव के दौरान भी हमने महसूस किया कि देश की राजधानी दिल्ली की जनता के मन में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रति और हमारे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अंदर आज के युग के जो सबसे प्रभावी नेता हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और हमारे पार्टी अध्यक्ष अमित शाह जी के प्रति और भाजपा की नीतियों के प्रति बहुत अधिक श्रद्धा का और सम्मान का भाव है। बहुत ज़्यादा विश्वास है भाजपा की नीतियों में और प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में ऐसा लगता है कि दिल्ली के लोग भारत की राजधानी को भी उसी दिशा में तेजी से आगे ले जाना चाहते हैं जिस दिशा में नरेंद्र मोदी जी भारत को बहुत तेजी से ऊंचाइयों की ओर ले जा रहे हैं।
जीत का श्रेय मोदी जी को जाता है सर?
नहीं, जीत का श्रेय देखिए सबको जाता है, लेकिन निश्चित रूप से मोदी जी ने जो बहुत अच्छा काम 3 वर्ष में किया है और जो बहुत बड़ा श्रेष्ठ नेतृत्व देश को प्रदान किया है, उसकी जो सुगंधी है वो तो सारे देश में फैल रही है, सब लोग उससे प्रभावित हैं। बाकी जीत के लिए तो सब लोग मिलकर काम करते हैं, सबसे बड़ा श्रेय तो जनता को जाता है, जनता के बाद पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को जाता है, फिर पार्टी का नेतृत्व जिसके मार्गदर्शन में और जिससे प्रेरणा लेकर पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता उत्साह पूर्ण तरीके से काम करते हैं, उन सबको जाता है। तो स्वाभाविक है कि ये तो सामूहिक श्रेय होता है, लेकिन इसमें सबसे बड़ा श्रेय तो निश्चित रूप से प्रधानमंत्री जी के श्रेष्ठ कार्य को है।
सर, इसके बाद धरना प्रदर्शन की राजनीति फिर शुरू होगी, क्योंकि बोल रहे हैं कि ईवीएम हमें हरा रही है।
देखिए, मैं तो पहले से ही कह रहा हूं कि दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री जो हैं वो हार के लिए और हार के बाद जनता को और अपने कार्यकर्ताओं को क्या कहना है उसके लिए तैयारी पहले से कर रहे हैं और आज शाम तक उनका ये निश्चित रूप से बयान आ ही जाएगा कि मैं तो पहले से कह ही रहा था कि ये ईवीएम मशीन जो है इसके अंदर मोदी जी ने गड़बड़ी करा दी है, इसके कारण मेरी हार हुई है। तो ये कोई अननेचुरल नहीं है। जिस तरह की राजनीति वो 2 वर्ष से कर रहे हैं उनसे यही उम्मीद की जा सकती है, इससे ज्यादा कुछ बेहतर हमें तो कम से कम उम्मीद नहीं है उनसे।
सर, इन इंग्लिश यू आर स्वीपिंग दिल्ली लोकल polls. What you have to say on this?
I think this trend that I can see right now.
Harshvardhan there also expressing his confidence, as I said a short while back, that when the going is good, you will hear a whole range of voices from the Bharatiya Janata Party. But look at the sum and substance of what he's saying. I suspect that more Aam Aadmi Party speaks about the EVM tampering, more the opposition will dismiss the Aam Aadmi Party as a bunch of sad losers. Vinod Sharma, let me put you on the hot seat. Do you believe that Mr. Kejriwal's tirade against EVMs being hacked is a wrong move? It's a move which is irritating the people of Delhi, and it's a move which, instead of creating doubts or suspicions on the minds of individuals, is giving them a sense that this man is a frivolous politician.
Well, you know, may I say one thing, that this issue has been raised in the past by the BJP itself.
Correct.
So let us not blame just Kejriwal.
But sir, this campaign, this kind of... LK Advani in 2009 lost the election, it was there for a few hours and then khatam.
Books were written on that, with the preface by Mr.
G.V.L. Rao.
Yes, and the same person is now coming on television and giving another spin to it. Mr. Subramaniam Swamy raised questions, serious questions about it. And Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, I rate him pretty highly when it comes to conspiracies, you know. So may I say one thing, that political parties do raise issues and do try to question the purity of the mandate.
Is it a logical issue?
No, nothing is logical in Indian politics. What is logical that we are seeing in Indian politics today, Bhupen? Is it logical for people in defense of cow to be killing menfolk and human beings?
But if people are supporting a particular political narrative which is being put forward, I'm trying to wonder whether Mr. Kejriwal's constant attempts to question.
I will tell you what's the problem with Kejriwal. You know, when Kiran Bedi was contesting against Kejriwal in Delhi, or when they were together in the Aam Aadmi Party, one had a very easy explanation for they having parted company, because they both are known to be marching to their own drum beats. Mr. Kejriwal is one who marches to his own drum beats. No, that's not a proper thing to do in a democracy. I mean, when you are a party, you put your heads together and come to a joint strategy. And also, when he was marching to his own drum beats vis-a-vis the Lieutenant Governor or the central government, he was actually pushing, administration on the back burners and actually trying to be both the opposition and the government at the same time, because there was no opposition in the assembly. And that strategy perhaps has boomerang, has not gone down well with the people.
I'm told that Manish Sisodia, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, has already reached the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. So suspect some high-octane action which will unfold now as these results, as these leads which are coming up, as they consolidate, and as the story of a virtual wipeout of sorts of the Aam Aadmi Party, a virtual meltdown of Arvind Kejriwal and a rejection of Mr. Kejriwal's brand of politics, as that story consolidates and as this message goes out that Mr. Kejriwal was barking up the wrong tree, I think that you will see these conspiracy theories that Vinod Sharma was speaking about. The Aam Aadmi Party will take these conspiracy theories to the next level. I think we've already seen some idea, Alka Lamba suggesting that she's being bribed without any proof. The thing about Aam Aadmi Party is that they had mastered the art. I remember Arvind Kejriwal once pointing out, देखो जी खबरों की मंडी है, बाजार लगा है, आज के बाजार में हम ये खुलासा करेंगे. I think that khulasa brand of politics has ultimately come back to bite Mr. Kejriwal. Pradeep, I'm looking at, 15 constituencies, assembly constituencies, where the victory margin for the Aam Aadmi Party in 2015 elections was upwards of 30 to 40,000 votes. In all those constituencies, if I was to break them down at the level of wards, and I'm talking about Vikaspuri in Southeast Delhi, Burari, Okhla, Sultanpur, Deoli, Bhawana, all these areas, if you were to break them down at the level of wards, it's the Bharatiya Janata Party which is ahead today. What does this tell you? How has the story changed so dramatically between 2015 and 2017?
I think, Bhupenji, the main difference of why the lower strata of the people have been going to the Bharatiya Janata Party is because of the faith that they associate with respect to the Prime Minister. They associate the Bharatiya Janata Party, whenever they talk about the Bharatiya Janata Party, they look on Prime Minister Modi as the figure who's standing for them. So even if you see in UP or any elections, the Bharatiya Janata Party from being a Bania party has transcended and being really the party of the Aam Aadmi. So when Congress, which had this as the traditional vote bank, is at a disproportionately low level, weak level, which is a confused lot, this respective vote bank has now shifted to the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has actually become a mass-based party. That's point number one. Point number two is the claims that is being made, right? The voter today is very logical, and we should not here say that nothing is logical in Indian politics, because the voter knows or really understands who's the leader who can deliver, or who's the local constituent who can deliver. I will give you a basic example. In 2014, Prime Minister Modi came to power. Everybody was expecting the wave was at the highest level. But in 2015, you had the Aam Aadmi Party winning. In Punjab, you had the Congress winning, right? And even in local elections in these constituencies, you will see places like Moti Nagar and others where you will have the Congress winning because the local corporators actually delivered. So it cannot be said that, the vote is not logical.
I just want to,
one point, Bhupenji, when the EVM issue was raised the last time, the Election Commission has come out and challenged openly when nobody could hack the EVM in 2009, where the issue was settled. The problem this time with the campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party was, if you look at the tweets of Arvind Kejriwal, he is not focused on what he's delivered on Mohalla cleaning.
Well, I think it's not just Mr. Kejriwal who's living in denial. I think other channels in our fraternity are also living in denial, because I'm being told by a lot of my viewers who are wondering why is there so much of discrepancy in the numbers which are coming up. That discrepancy exists because other channels are trying to adulterate the data. They are physically putting in numbers without knowing where those numbers are coming from. On CNN News 18, we are only sticking to information and facts which we are getting from our dedicated call center, which is being managed by our own reporters. These numbers that you see, We are not going to change these numbers. We're not going to go back from these numbers as has been witnessed in the past by some channels. There's a difference in trying to create a science and simply trying to do a jugaad. I think other channels are trying to do a jugaad, folks, so don't fall for it. The story of the BJP leading, the BJP set to win is a story that you've heard here first at 8:38. I had said the BJP is set to be coming to power in the MCD elections as well. And I think at 8:48, 10 minutes down the line, that story is only consolidating more and more. The word coming out now is that with the Aam Aadmi Party slipping to third position, they've gone into a huddle now. Typically, Manish Sisodia has gone to Arvind Kejriwal's house. I suspect the other spin doctors of the Aam Aadmi Party, led by Ashutoshes and Ashish Khaitans, will all come out and they'll all start parroting the EVM is tampered story. I suspect the Aam Aadmi Party really needs to ask this question to itself. Bahujan Samaj Party, led by the great Mayawati, at one point of time thought that it could do what the Aam Aadmi Party has managed to do. Mr. Kejriwal has a lot going for himself. But as Yogendra Yadav, his former colleague, pointed out a short while back, that Mr. Kejriwal needs to pause. He needs to have some patience. He needs to realize why is it that people of Delhi are not willing to trust him in the manner in which they were willing to trust him exactly 2 years back. Sanket Upadhyay, my colleague, is there at the residence of Arvind Kejriwal, and we'll try and go to Sanket Upadhyay in a moment and just get a ground sense in terms of what's happening. Because Mr. Kejriwal certainly will go all out. I can promise you, Arvind Kejriwal will go all out to try and appropriate I am the victim syndrome. Rajesh Sharma, let me come to you. I'm looking at all these results which are coming in, and while, of course, the BJP seems to be comfortably ahead, and I think that the BJP will come to power, will control all the three MCDs in Delhi. Is this ultimately, are all elections in India being fought only and only under the name of Prime Minister Modi? He's not campaigned here, but is he still the biggest vote catcher for you?
Prime Minister Modi is a person who is now a face of good governance, and definitely we are fighting on good governance. As you told that we are even changing the candidates, then also we are winning. We are fighting on good governance. We are contesting the elections on good governance. And this person, Arvind Kejriwal, he is the greatest drama artist of the era, I can say. He can come out with any other drama also after 2 hours. Definitely, I am sure on that.
So let me go to Sanket Upadhyay. Since you're accusing him of being this drama artist, let's figure out, Sanket, what's the drama which is unfolding there, Sanket, at Arvind Kejriwal's residence?
Well, unfortunately, you know, Bhupen, there have to be people outside to create that drama. For Arvind Kejriwal's perspective, perhaps it's the media, according to him, which is creating the drama outside his residence. But there is a strategy meeting that is taking place inside his house, or so we assume, because Gopal Rai and Manish Sisodia, two of his trusted lieutenants who have been with him right from the days of the India Against Corruption movement, are now presently inside his Flagstaff Road residence. 6 Flagstaff Road. We can safely say that at about 9 a.m., 1 hour after the counting has begun, a strategy meet of the Aam Aadmi Party has just begun. What will really be their response? Will they hold a press conference? How will they see these results is the crucial aspect. Remember, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, it is trying to project itself as the party with a difference, the party which can be an alternative to the Congress and the BJP.
But where, Sanket, with what? With the results which are coming in,
be wrong to say,
but with the results that are coming in, Sanket, I want to know, Sanket, while you say that they are the ones who've raised the stakes in the MCD battle, the stakes have been raised by leveling all kinds of stupid allegations. I mean, the Election Commission has consistently maintained that they are open to a hackathon. Now, Aam Aadmi Party says that if you were open to a hackathon and if you were open to exposing your EVMs, why have you not done before the MCD elections? I saw yesterday some supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party were asking for stamp paper. A stamp paper affidavit from Election Commission, a stamp paper affidavit from the BJP that we will not do this and we will not do that. This kind of childish politics, Sanket. Is there anyone in terms of the Aam Aadmi Party supporters who's willing to question Mr. Kejriwal, the manner in which Bhagwant Mann is attempting to do so?
Well, I can just safely say that this is in line or consistent with the way the Aam Aadmi Party has performed or gone about doing its politics. They've been doing this even before they became a political party.
Sanket, I'll just have to hold you
Shoot
for a
and
moment.
scoot,
I'll
as
just
we
have to
used
hold
to
you
call
for a
it.
moment because of an important newsmaker, Arvinder Singh Lavely, speaking out.
विकल्प दिल्ली के लोगों के पास था भारतीय जनता पार्टी, और हम धन्यवाद करना चाहते हैं दिल्ली के लोगों ने जिन्होंने विश्वास प्रकट किया है। अब निश्चित तौर पे हम लोगों की बारी है कि हम उनकी अपेक्षाओं पे खरे उतरें।
सर, एंटी इनकम्बेंसी की बात हो रही थी, एमसीडी में आप बैठे थे, लेकिन एंटी इनकम्बेंसी का आपको कोई घाटा नहीं, तो क्या ये एंटी इनकम्बेंसी वोट दिल्ली सरकार के खिलाफ जा रहा है?
देखिए, बिल्कुल आपकी बात 100% सही है कि हम लोग 10 साल से पावर में थे, उसके बावजूद एंटी इनकम्बेंसी नहीं हुई, क्योंकि हमारी लीडरशिप की नीयत में, हमारी लीडरशिप की कैपेबिलिटी में लोगों का विश्वास है। दूसरी तरफ दिल्ली की सरकार जो है वो उसका तीसरे नंबर पे जाना इस बात को बिल्कुल जाहिर करता है कि जो भी ये अब इनको समझ लेना चाहिए कि खाली अखबारों में बयान देके कि हमने पोली क्लिनिक बना दी, उस पोली क्लिनिक में कोई इलाज के लिए नहीं जाता। हमने स्कूल बना दिए, स्कूलों की एनरोलमेंट जो है वो, दिल्ली की पॉपुलेशन बढ़ी है, दिल्ली के सरकारी स्कूलों की एनरोलमेंट घटी है, दिल्ली के अस्पतालों में दवाई नहीं है, डॉक्टर नहीं है। तो इनको समझ लेना चाहिए कि आप हर मोर्चे पे फेल हुए हो। दिल्ली में बसों की संख्या कम हो गई है, दिल्ली में फ्लाईओवर्स की सड़कें टूटी हुई हैं, आपने यमुना पार विकास बोर्ड और रूरल दिल्ली डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड भंग करके दोनों कॉर्पोरेशन पे फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस लगा दी है, जिसकी वजह से आज वहां डेवलपमेंट नहीं हो रही। तो दिल्ली के लोग बहुत समझदार हैं, हर चीज को बारीकी से जांचते हैं, तो दिल्ली के लोगों को आप बहुत दिनों तक गुमराह नहीं कर सकते।
Okay, so that's Arvinder Singh Lavely. Interesting how people, when they switch sides, the same Arvinder Singh Lavely, as long as he was with the Congress, he was the chief of the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee, would never miss an opportunity to take a swipe at the BJP. Today is finding that everything is absolutely right with the BJP. But let me look at facts. And you know, Amit, I've discovered this rather interesting fact. This is a case of dog bites. And since Rajesh was saying here that the BJP has done so well, you know, at the level of MCDs, let me give you exact instances of dog bites across the 3 municipal corporations. In East Delhi, 4,783 dog bite cases in 2016. In South Delhi, 403. In North Delhi, 11,314. Now, if this is the state, dog bites, forget garbage, dog bites. If this is the state of MCD and the governance of MCD in the national capital where you have such record for dog bites, on what basis is the BJP saying that they are the biggest agents of change and Arvind Kejriwal is the real villain of the story? Modi.
See, the change factor is Modi. If the Delhi had to vote on the performance of MCD in the last 10 years, then BJP does not deserve to be in the power in MCD.
So people of Delhi today, Amit, are willing to forget everything.
Yes.
Parking lot chaos, traffic chaos,
exactly.
You know, everything, garbage, everything forgotten.
They want solution to all these problems, and between the choices which are given to them, Congress, AAP and BJP, Delhi feels with the coming of Modi in power and Amit Shah, these solutions will be found. So this is an important thing. So people are voting for the future. This is not a punishing vote for BJP. This is a vote for the future. Whether BJP will be able to deliver on these things or not is a different issue.
Explain to me, Vinod Sharma. Explain to me, how has this story changed? Is it just dropping of candidates, putting forward, let's say, a new face? So you're telling me, Vinodji, that it is possible in today's day and age with the kind of media exposure, and look at Delhi. I mean, you're talking about the national capital here.
You see, 2-3 things.
It is possible to put on such a
Before I answer your question, I must tell you that Mr. Arvinder Singh Lavely is trying to be the Navjot Sidhu of the BJP in Delhi. BJP did not have a Sikh face in Delhi. Like Navjot Singh Sidhu went and saw a future in the Congress. He's come to BJP, sees a future there, but he must resist the papal air when he criticizes other parties. Yeah, defector better keep quiet.
But in politics, sir, you yourself said nothing is logical in politics. So let's not expect logic.
That's the one. Because I think this needed to be told to him.
Sure.
He made a career out of a political party and now he's trying to pontificate.
Correct.
Secondly, you know, Advani once said that, you know, राजनीति में चेहरे बहुत important है. क्योंकि जिस तरह का हमारा देश है, वहाँ पर कभी-कभी चेहरे विचार के प्रतीक हो जाते हैं. So I think that logic applies to Mr. Modi substantially, because the BJP is riding the momentum today, even today, of the victory, stunning victory it scored in Uttar Pradesh. And Uttar Pradesh is not far away from Delhi. And so they are riding that momentum, and I am not surprised that they are going to win this municipal election. But this only adds to their responsibility and accountability before 2019. Every single election that is won before the midway mark reached by the central government is at once a challenge and an opportunity. And at times the opposition gains if you do not deliver. So I think that they'll have to deliver at breakneck speed. They'll have to make Delhi Swachh, because the Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat campaign is one of his flagship campaigns, and we'd like to see it implemented in Delhi first. So we'll have to see that how the BJP performs. Otherwise, as Amit rightly says, BJP deserved to lose this election.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, look at what has happened. I'm saying, look at the story of garbage in Delhi. Here you have in the national capital, folks, can you believe it? These so-called upmarket areas of Khan Market and New Delhi, which, by the way, many of those areas are not under the MCD limit. They're under the New Delhi Municipal Corporation limit, which is an altogether different ball game, and that's also a problem. The duplicity of agencies. You have the Delhi Cantonment Board, you have the New Delhi Municipal Corporation, you then have the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, you have the central government agencies. Arvind Kejriwal's refrain has always been that he was not being given a free hand to run the state of affairs in Delhi. Are people of Delhi unwilling to buy that logic? Rajesh ji, कूड़े की बात बताइए मुझको आप. How is it possible that despite being in power for 10 years, the Baraswa landfill site, where I went and interviewed Ajay Makan, it's an eyesore. It's a shame for anyone who's managed to lead the MCD for 10 years, sir, as you have done, you know, in succession, in 20 out of 25 years. It's not as if that you have come out with flying colors. Yet you are in a position today only and only perhaps because of Prime Minister Modi to turn this entire story around.
I will say very categorically and graciously I will accept that we need to improve our performance on MCD. I graciously accept that. I am not in the way the other parties do say. But at the same time, if I will say the present Delhi government has miserably failed and Arvind Kejriwal has miserably failed. Few issues which were totally revolving around. If you say that a person does a crime and the advocate is paid 3 crore 86 lakhs and that advocate money will be paid by us. If he is fined 10 crores will be paid by us. If he is jailed, will we go to jail? These were the critical issues which are coming. 97 crores of rupees were done for self-glorification, for propaganda of the party. And it was done not only in Delhi, it was done outside Delhi. So how can that be the hard-earned money of a person the taxpayer is paying, and he is misusing that for personal glorification, for propaganda of the party outside Delhi for his election benefit. So this were all
I
the
want
things
to know
which
who's
were
doing
talked
propaganda.
about everywhere.
Can I, you know, and that's why, Rajeshji, when you come to our studio and when you present a fact and when you try and position yourself as a hero, do bear in mind that here we only and only go by facts. Unlike other channels who indulge in rhetoric, I do not indulge in rhetoric, I indulge in facts. So let me present facts for you. You've been in power, sir, and you've controlled these three MCDs for 10 years, and I'm saying 20 out of 25 years, 10 years in succession. Can I tell you what has been the story of loss of revenue for these three MCDs? Out of total revenue of 8,351 crores in 2016, I'm only giving you figures of 2016. Do you know that roughly 3,600 crores overall revenue and the loss of revenue, right? Under reportage, 3,600 crores. Arvind Kejriwal a short while back was on the channel and he was pointing out how in the construction of a flyover, the BJP had made a promise of constructing the flyover, and it started off way back in 2003. Till now that flyover has not been made, which was somewhere in West Delhi. And the cost of that flyover has shot up from 700 crores to almost 2,700 crores. Now the BJP has never managed to, you know, cover itself with glory when it comes to money, when it comes to financial impropriety, particularly in MCD. How then do you say, and I've just presented facts of dog bites, facts of garbage collection, how then do you say, Mr. Rajesh ji, that you are still in a position in which you can change the face of Delhi, because your track record doesn't seem to be suggesting that?
As you have seen, we have changed all the councillors and the new faces, they will be working. The Niti Netritwa of Modi, of BJP
So would you apologize for the lack of
performed.
work while you are winning, and you deserve to be applauded? Will you apologize for the lack of work which has obviously been indulged by your councillors in the past?
I can say to some extent, we need to improve. There is always a chance and scope for improvement. I graciously accepted here that lot of improvement still can be done, and we will be improving, we will be performing further. But if you see the other lots, the Delhi Janta has totally showed faith on us, and they know that we have only performed, even performance need to be
The other man
now.
who's watching these results very closely is Yogendra Yadav of Swaraj Abhiyan. Swaraj Abhiyan, by the way, is also a party which is contesting these elections at the MCD level, and we'll be able to figure out exactly what is the number. We have that figure of the category of others. The others reporting, overall, I think others are reporting roughly 5. It'll be interesting to see how many of these 6 are actually coming from the quota of Yogendra Yadav. If he makes an opening, if he manages to get out of a couple of councillors, well, good luck to Yogendra Yadav. Yogendra Yadav has been one of those individuals who's been accusing Mr. Kejriwal of having moved away from the core agenda. The likes of a Prashant Bhushan, a Yogendra Yadav, all of them have accused Kejriwal of trying to be too disingenuous, trying to be too clever and a half. And Mr. Kejriwal has outrightly always maintained that these guys don't know anything about politics. He's the only one who knows something. The other party which also has a lot to worry about is the Congress party. Subhash Chandra of the Congress joining us. Subhaji, here we have Rajesh Sharma of the BJP with us in our studios, openly saying that because we dropped councillors, therefore we may well have ended up maybe recovering some lost ground. What is it that the Congress needs to do, sir, to recover this lost ground in Delhi, a city which you ruled for 15 years?
You see, in 2015, we were just having 9% of votes in Delhi. So now we have got 33, 34% in Rajouri Garden by-elections. Now you will see, again we are trying to improve. As far as Mr. Rajesh has said, we have brought new faces. What about those old faces? 154 councillors, they were dropped. For what? That means they admitted that BJP, all those people who were dropped, they were all corrupt. So in my opinion, winning or losing election is immaterial.
Oh.
But there should have been a referendum on this corporation.
What referendum? Sir, but the referendum is on you. The referendum is on you. I'm seeing of all the leads which are coming in, Congress is ahead only in 21. 178.
No, you see,
178 out of 272 gone.
You see,
and you're ahead only in 21. And you're saying referendum should be somewhere else.
You see, all those channels exit poll were showing 22 seats. So you can see it is much more than double of that what they were showing. And we will let the results be out. Then we will let you know how much seats we have got.
Arey sir,
in my opinion, it is a comeback for Congress in Delhi.
BJP 178 seat पे आ गए. BJP set to cross figure of 200. You are ahead only in 21.
178 में आगे हो सकती है. लेकिन इलेक्शन किस बात के लिए लड़े? अभी I was hearing Mr. Lovely saying that it is because of BJP, people were happy with BJP. Till yesterday he was accusing BJP. Today he is saying it is the good work of BJP because of which people have given mandate to BJP.
Rajesh, his position because he thought that now he cannot blame BJP for anything. There is a good governance in BJP, and that is the only option. As he cannot blame them, he need to join them and work with them with positivity. That is the thing. And at the same time, he is saying that it is a referendum. Referendum is clear on the wall. Referendum is clear on the wall that we are winning with a huge majority, and we have performed in past. I definitely accepted that we need to even perform in a better way, but at the same time we have performed in past, though lot of stoppages and lot of blocks were created by the Delhi government, Arvind Kejriwal government, which led to 4 strikes and all of those things. Definitely I can say that we need to perform in a better way.
No, but while the BJP, Subhaji, is admitting, that we need to perform better, and maybe they found a winning formula. You drop the sitting councillors, present a new face and cut down your anti-incumbency. Is your problem? And I'm tempted to go straight at the level of Rahul Gandhi. But I'm not sure whether the Congress party has any solution to your very basic existential crisis today. Lok Sabha election, Assembly election, municipal election. Is Rahul Gandhi your biggest Achilles heel, Mr. Chopra?
Where is the problem? I don't understand why you take the name of our leader for even for corporation election.
Sir, where do I take his name?
Compare for Congress in Delhi.
But where do I take his name then?
We have done much better than the last time, and we are finished. We came down to 9%. Now we are coming back to 33, 34%. So Rahul ji has worked so much, and we are proud to have a leader like Rahul Gandhi in the Congress. Because of his leadership, we could win Punjab election. Because of his leadership, we could get maximum seats in
Punjab. He had not campaigned. He campaigned in Uttar Pradesh. In Punjab, I can say definitely the Amrinder Singh factor worked, and
it was only because of his leadership and
you don't know the
Gandhi
facts, Mr. Subhash. You check the facts, and he has done maximum of his programs and rallies and road shows in Uttar Pradesh, not in Punjab. In Punjab, it was the Amrinder Singh factor. So you need to know that. And if Rahul Gandhi would have worked in Delhi, I can say he would have got more majority.
What is the reality of Delhi public life?
No.
Please don't tell me that I don't know. Since last 50 years,
you check the data. Mr. Subhash, you check the data. He has done more road shows, more rallies, specifically in Uttar Pradesh, not in Punjab.
Sometimes.
He has not done in Punjab. In Punjab, it was sole
in my opinion, it is a great work of Ajay Makhanji, who is leading the Congress in Delhi, and I think we are going to come back in Delhi.
Sir, no, sir. While, you can live in fool's paradise, you can live in a make-believe world, or you can look at facts. Now, the facts are that the Congress party story in Delhi is as bad as the Aam Aadmi party. But in a state, sir, which you had led for 3 terms, 15 saal you were in power in Delhi, and yet today you are looking at a scenario where you are ahead in exactly 22 wards.
Of course.
If at the very basic level, sir, you may be better off from where you were, but if you are not in the business of taking a serious crack at power formation, coming to power, don't you think that's a problem? That's my question, sir.
We ruled Delhi for 15 years in the... we ruled in Delhi for 15 years under the leadership of Sheila Dikshit ji. You see, what was the condition of Delhi at that time when she took over? Delhi was without electricity. People were crying
even
for
when
water.
she was in power, you could not manage to rule MCD. You could not manage to rule MCD even then.
Problem.
Even then, you could not rule MCD.
15 years we served people at Delhi with full sincerity, and of course there must be certain drawback because people just gave us 9% of vote in the last election.
Okay.
So that's what I mean.
Okay.
That it is a hard work of Congress people in Delhi. I must thank all Congress workers of Delhi who have worked so hard to bring back
Vinodji, before I come to Pradeep.
34%.
Okay, Vinodji, the truth is that I don't know where Mr. Chopra is looking at his vote percentage.
What BJP has done?
One moment, Subhaji.
Supposed to make voting.
Shazia Ilmi is speaking. Let me just listen to Shazia Ilmi of the BJP and come back.
नोटबंदी देखिए, ये सबको साथ लेके चलने की बात कीजिए, ये ठीक उसका असर मिल रहा है यहाँ पे, लेकिन उससे हटकर जो झूठे वादे हुए हैं, जो वादा खिलाफी हुई है, और अभी कल तक ईवीएम को जो ब्लेम किया जा रहा है एक पार्टी द्वारा, उसका भी बहुत नकारात्मक असर हुआ है। और मेरे ख्याल से एक नया चेहरा देना, लोगों को एक नई दिशा देना, एक नई विजन देना, उसका बहुत फायदा हो रहा है।
आपको लगता है जो अभी ट्रेंड है वो नतीजे में तब्दील होंगे, रिजल्ट में तब्दील?
जी बिल्कुल काफी बड़ा ट्रेंड देखने को मिल रहा है, काफी बड़े सिरे से हम देख रहे हैं। मुझे लगता है हम लोग उसी दिशा में जा रहे हैं,
और
जीत की तरफ।
केजरीवाल का तो मामला तैयार है, वो कह रहे हैं कि ईवीएम।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी तो ड्रामा क्वीन है, और कॉमेडी नाइट्स जो है कपिल शर्मा के साथ, उसमें जगह भी खाली है क्योंकि इनमें कोई आपस में लड़ाई हुई है। ये वहां पे अप्लाई करें, बहुत अच्छा इनका करियर रहेगा, क्योंकि मनगढ़ंत कहानियां, किससे कहानियां करना उनको बड़ा शौक है इसका, वहां पे जाके करें। जनता की सेवा, सच बोलना, विकास का काम करना, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन देना, वो उनके मतलब की बात नहीं है, और ईवीएम को कतई ब्लेम ना करें।
What's your looks like in the 2/3?
I think there is a massive shift. People can analyze it in any way, but a huge majority of Delhiites, and a lot of it includes the very poor and the marginalized sections, have come together, actually casting aside the identity politics and coming together for development. They somehow have faith in Prime Minister's vision, the idea of New India, that they are stakeholders. For the first time there is some hope, and also it's a rejection totally of the negative politics, of the conspiracy, blame game, shoot and scoot politics. And
I think that these words that you're hearing from Shazia Ilmi, blame game politics, shoot and scoot politics, these will be the words which we will hear extensively through the day today. And we're just waiting to get a reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party, which has now gone into a huddle. I think Mr. Kejriwal there must be someone, I think there must be someone in the Aam Aadmi Party who must be in a position to tell Mr. Kejriwal that, look, Arvind, you're barking up the wrong tree. Your strategy is completely wrong. By challenging the electronic voting machines, you have only ended up proving yourself as an individual who's not a serious politician. It's one thing to stand at Jantar Mantar and give bhashans. It's a completely different thing to occupy the Chief Minister's chair and then do some serious administration. There were some good moves also which were made. Without doubt, the Aam Aadmi Party came up with some good moves. The odd even scheme, for instance, criticized, but it did yield dividends. The government school program, for instance, the parent-teacher meetings which are all initiated at those government schools which were being run by the Delhi government, all those are programs which are worthy of applause. But I think the cynical brand of politics, Kejriwal's desire of directly challenging Narendra Modi at a time he was still finding his feet, that is what seems to have got the better of him. But Pradeep, again I'm going back to results which are coming from the ground. And I'm looking at the results, I'm looking at the previous results and I'm looking at the trends which have come up so far. In South Delhi Municipal Corporation, in previous elections, the Congress had 31% vote in New Delhi Municipal Corporation. In South Delhi, there was 29%. In East Delhi, there was 30%. Ballpark figure was round about average, was round about, let's say, 28 to 29% in the previous MCD election. If the Congress holds on pretty much to that vote and gains maybe by a couple of percentage points, as is being predicted, do you think that the Congress has reasons to celebrate today? Should they be thinking in terms of, okay, we're not there in terms of challenging Modi, but we got the better of Arvind Kejriwal? Is that a possibility for the Congress in this MCD election?
I think the positive for the Congress would be that they would be seeing that fine our vote which had gone to Arvind Kejriwal, a percentage, a portion of it is thinking to come back. The minorities, for example, for instance, would be coming back to the Congress. So this is one positive for the Congress. But the biggest stumbling block in Congress, wherever I've gone to, Bhupenji, we've done an opinion poll 72 hours before, and the trends are on the same line. The problem that people said with Congress is that they want to come back to the Congress, but Rahul Gandhi as a factor is something which does not excite them. They would say, fine, okay, we were being the traditional voters with Congress, but Rahul ji में बात नहीं है, वो कभी कहीं और रहते हैं, अभी अमेरिका में छुट्टियां मना रहे. That's how the drive was in the actual vote bank of Congress.
सड़क की बात.
That's the reality of.
Amit Goel, that's a good point you make. So Amit, let's talk about सड़क की बात. And the truth is that MCD elections are often about सड़क की बात. Your sweeper on the road, the taxi driver, the auto driver. Many of these unions had supported the Aam Aadmi Party in the previous election. Now the same unions, if they were looking for an option away from the Aam Aadmi Party, why are they looking to the BJP and not the Congress?
See, in Delhi or any other state or municipal, people have problems. People, the systems do not respond to people's common man's problems, and they want a solution. And as I said before in the previous section also, that people see that under Modi, BJP will formulate systems or amend systems in a manner that will respond to common man's needs. And we should accept that we love personalities. As Vinodji said, Advani had mentioned this someday. We love personalities.
Right.
And people want perfect personalities. Today they see Modi as a perfect personality. Modi is batting well. It does not mean that the others have been bowling badly.
So what
you have bowled wides, you have bowled no balls, which you should not have. But that is not the only reason for your defeat. Today people hope and see that BJP leadership, BJP banner, the systems will be changed and it will respond. And if it does not change, then I can tell you that even a charismatic leader like Modi will have to face trouble in 2019, which everyone today says is a clean wash. Today it is, it may seem so, but he has to deliver. Today you have a complete mandate at the center, MCD, UP, Bombay,
Everywhere.
Maharashtra,
It's
everywhere.
BJP all around.
So today
It's
you
BJP all
have the
around.
responsibility
Vinodji,
to deliver.
look at where you
if
stay.
you don't deliver, it will be a
Look
problem.
at where you stay. You stay in Mayur Vihar, Vinodji, East Delhi. And it happens to be an area which is under personal supervision of Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. I also happen to go to that area quite regularly. Now the truth is that it's not as if the things have dramatically improved, but it's not as if things have dramatically deteriorated as well. Yet it's the Bharatiya Janata Party which is ahead in those wards there. Why? What could possibly explain the reason? Is it just a fascination with Modi today that's driving these elections in India?
Look, I stay in Manish Sisodia's constituency. I'm an electorate there. And I can say that things weren't all that bad. Of course, the clearance of waste was not very adequate, and there were many other problems. But on the water issue and on the electricity issue, this government has delivered. Let's accept that. Now, that has not been good enough. You know, and
But why? Why?
Every election...
Why, sir? You say it's not good enough, but why?
You know, I will tell you, every election is a bevy of promises. It's a bevy of promises. The BJP made promises, the Congress made promises, the Aam Aadmi Party made promises. But the people went for somebody who had the, longest limousine, and who had the capacity to deliver on those promises. And today, the person who travels in the longest limousine, so to speak, not figuratively, but, proverbially, is Mr. Modi, that he is the guy who can deliver on the promises, and if the people of Delhi side with the BJP, they may be gainers. It is an opportunistic vote as well. Please understand. It can be a vote that is out of admiration for Mr. Modi. It can also be a vote...
Is it a vote of hatred against Kejriwal?
No, I won't call
it. Is it a vote of dismissal of Kejriwal?
You see, no vote, in this country, there might be...
Okay, hatred may be a strong word, disappointment?
In this country, we are seeing the politics of hate. But there is no vote cast on that basis.
Why? Is Kejriwal also not guilty of practicing politics of hatred, I say? Let me explain how he's generating politics of hatred. Look at the narratives which are being put out. Now I hear that Mr. Kejriwal and company are thinking in terms of releasing some audio clips. Now, if there is some substance to a bribery allegation, by all means release that clip. But if you do not release that clip, if Alka Lamba doesn't release the clip, and if Alka Lamba and others only keep firing in the air, I'm afraid Mr. Kejriwal is inflicting more self-damage against himself. Pradeep, is that... Could I this disappointment which is being suggested by Amit Goyal and Vinod Sharma, I'm trying to look at it. Are people of Delhi hating Kejriwal today?
No, I don't.
Because of what the brand of politics that Mr. Kejriwal is bringing to the table. People are upset with Kejriwal to the extent that they are hating him. In that hatred, they look at Rahul Gandhi also as a similar figure who's inefficient, who's practicing politics of cynicism, and therefore politics of hope is only and only being appropriate by Narendra Modi, and that's why they vote for BJP.
I would say that the core voter of Aam Aadmi Party is taking revenge from Aam Aadmi Party. If I give you not hatred would be a very extreme word. In 2015, every other auto in Delhi had the Aam Aadmi Party poster. Today, you do not have a single auto wala having that poster. When you go on the ground, talk to 10 auto walas, 8 would say, अब हम देखते हैं केजरीवाल वापस कैसे आता है. That's the सड़क की बात which you're mentioning about. Secondly, the way the tickets have been, the Aam Aadmi Party itself is stood against the Aam Aadmi Party. There was an Andolan called Aap Bachao Andolan which had started, where a lot of Karyakartas of the Aam Aadmi Party were saying that in these corporate elections, you had the MLA giving tickets to his relatives, people next door. We've been working in Aam Aadmi Party since Kejriwal came into power. Where is our say in the party? These people were removed from the party. So, there was this internal force which was challenging the Aam Aadmi Party. Then there were these external core voters who were saying to take a revenge. And the signal was clear a year back. Even in the fight...
I just want to hold all of you for a moment. And we are going to call this election. I think it's absolutely fair. We said this at 8:38 itself that the BJP is set to win. At 9:22, we're saying it clearly that it's the BJP which is set to be controlling all three MCDs. The BJP well and truly ahead. The BJP has made mincemeat of the Aam Aadmi Party. All the conspiracy theories which were floated by Mr. Kejriwal have not worked. Mr. Kejriwal needs to go back on the drawing board, needs to re-strategize, rework. He needs to figure out what is it that Kejriwal brand of politics is known for. Is it known for cynicism? Is it known for constant fights and confrontation with the center, or is it known for some constructive solutions? I think Mr. Kejriwal is stuck there, having practiced his politics of cynicism and hoping that that politics of cynicism will yield political dividends. It's not worked for him. He doesn't know how to shift gears, and I think that is where the story has really changed. The big picture, it's the Modi wave. It's safe to say this, it's Prime Minister Modi who's ruling the roost. From Orissa to Maharashtra to Uttar Pradesh and now to Delhi. If there is one man who's calling the shots in India and who's really resembling like a Pied Piper, it is Prime Minister Modi. Whatever Modi is touching today is turning to gold. And that's how politics is now increasingly becoming in India, where hope, politics of hope, vote for hope is not with any other party. Vote for change, constructive change, positive change is not with any other party. It's only and only with one man, and that is Narendra Modi. There is no other way to look at what's happened in Delhi. The scale of victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party much bigger even than its previous two victories that it had achieved in the MCD results. The scale of victory clearly suggests that there is a massive Modi wave which is at play, whether it's in Uttar Pradesh or in Delhi. You could call it the positive impact perhaps of demonetization or of surgical strikes. It's the BJP which is ahead. It's the BJP which is set to be controlling stakes in all three municipal corporations. How very fascinating that a party which was in power for 10 years at the MCD today has managed to completely change the rules of the game by simply dropping off a few sitting councillors, giving a new face to the Delhi BJP, and combined with Prime Minister Modi's own self-aura, his own imagery, the BJP is moving at a speed which is impossible to be matched up by any political opponent in India today. Rajesh ji, on that note, firstly, congratulations to you. Congratulations on an order that you've done well at the MCD level. What next for the Aam Aadmi Party? The feeling is that you all will go out of your way now to bring down the Aam Aadmi Party. Bring down the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi.
We have never gone out of the way to bring Aam Aadmi Party. First of all, I congratulate Delhiites, all the electorate of Delhiites as well as the BJP Karyakartas for working extensively. But we have never pulled down Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party itself has pulled down its own
Is it not true that you use the office of Lieutenant Governor? Is it not true? Is it not true that the BJP consistently was putting pressure on the LG?
That was backfired and shown here on the wall by this majority of win. I can say what was the main problem. Just after coming as a crusader of corruption, his MLAs, his ministers, they are going to jail. Sandeep Kumar, the person who was in charge of family welfare and women welfare, goes and rapes a female for ration card. And Tomar coming up with a false certificate. I can say other for Yadav for that book of Quran. All type of gimmicks they have done, the way they have been put behind bars, the way I can say, see Satyendra Jain, he was kingpin of Hawala, he worked with Devendra Misra, and he blamed that BJP is putting this allegation. I will say one thing, in 2013 his partner from Calcutta, Devendra Misra, was raided. That time BJP was not at all in power, and now he started blaming, and everyone came.
I don't know if Subhash Chopra is still there. If Subhash Chopra is still there, Subhash Chopra is still there of the Congress Party. Subhash ji, we've called the election here, and we've given the election to the BJP well and truly ahead, and we are focusing on the Aam Aadmi Party as well. But tell me the story of the Congress Party, sir. Okay, I'm told we got a reaction coming in. Kapil Mishra of the Aam Aadmi Party speaking.
अभी पहले राउंड की वोटिंग की काउंटिंग ही हुई है. लगभग 10 से 12 राउंड की काउंटिंग हर एक वार्ड में होनी है, तो मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा तो इंतजार अभी और करना चाहिए, लेकिन हाँ, निश्चित तौर पर शुरुआती रुझानों में भाजपा आगे दिखाई दे रही है.
Sorry to have interrupted you there, Subhaji. The story of the BJP is known to us. The story of the Aam Aadmi Party's collapse is increasingly becoming imminent. What's the story of the Congress Party? What does the Congress take, sir, from this election? From the fact that, you're number 2, but you're a distant number 2. You're way, way behind Narendra Modi. What is it then for the Congress in this election?
You see, as I have said earlier, we improved from 9% to 33%. And all those promises made by Mr. Kejriwal. So they were all false promises. People are fully aware now. And he came with a promise that there will be a corruption-free society. He came with a promise that he will go out of the way to help poor section of the society. Only thing he did was, from subsidy which Congress was given till 200 units, he increased that to 400 units. Earlier also, Delhi people were getting free water, especially the poor section of the society. All those things, and he perhaps is the only chief minister in the country who said if there is any dengue, if there is chikungunya, then Delhi people will be responsible. Such an irresponsible statement he can only give, which is intolerable and which people have not tolerated in Delhi.
Okay, let me go to Sanket Upadhyay, my colleague who's there outside the residence of Arvind Kejriwal, where I suspect now a lot of activities unfolding, Sanket. Last night, and I'm looking at the exact tweet which was put out by Alka Lamba, Sanket. Alka Lamba had said, if the results don't go as we expect those results to come in our favor, then I will release these audio clips of one alleged bribery offer which has been made to her. Firstly, tell me, Sanket, is there any confirmation? Is there really any audio clip, or is this a typical shot in the dark by the Aam Aadmi Party?
Well, apart from Alka Lamba, I don't think any of the party spokespersons or even Arvind Kejriwal himself, Manish Sisodia, basically I mean the top leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party, they have not spoken on this particular claim by Alka Lamba. But going by the nature of the Aam Aadmi Party and how they have behaved in the past after every electoral loss, we can safely assume that Arvind Kejriwal is definitely going to do something. Now, what will he do? Is he going to release this and in dramatic style, as they've always done? Will he release this audio in front of the media? Because questions are now going to be asked. If these claims are indeed true, then will the Aam Aadmi Party release that audio clip and name the BJP leader they allege who is involved in trying to convert these MLAs or trying them, to make them join the BJP. Let me quickly show you what is happening outside his house. You can see that some vehicles are continuously going inside. That's Deepak Vajpayee, one of the media people who are affiliated with Arvind Kejriwal. We have Manish Sisodia inside, Gopal Rai inside. We are expecting more leaders also to be inside. And at some point, we are expecting, that's the information we are getting, at some point we are expecting that there could be a press conference by the senior leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party. They're letting, the results concretize a little, things to materialize, shape up properly, because now it's increasingly clear they're losing. So what really is going to be their losing speech? I think work is going on that.
So focus now on the losing speech. Figure out reasons, figure out excuses. It reminds me of my youth. When I was a school student, and when sometimes I wouldn't do well in my exams and my parents would pull me up. Why haven't you done well in exams? I would say, actually I had prepared, but you know what, the teacher must have got the marking wrong. It appears as if that Mr. Kejriwal is looking to cook up some kind of an excuse like that. On the other hand, you have this open Twitter war which is taking place between Shazia Ilmi and Alka Lamba. Again, according to me, an ill-fated war. Because it's not a crime to be accepting a salary of 5 lakh rupees. If indeed Shazia Ilmi is getting that salary, if she's getting that salary, it's proven. Shazia Ilmi is on board of a few companies. Now, you could well argue that she's been on that board because of the position that she holds in the BJP, maybe as some kind of a dole out. Amit, isn't this a real problem? This open season of allegations, if the Aam Aadmi Party focused on its own initiatives, on its own constructive work, maybe the results would have been different. But their entire campaign was Modi is this, BJP is this, Congress is this, negative campaign. Was that the real problem?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're out of power, when you're not in power, these allegations hold some merit. But when you're sitting in the chair and you're supposed to deliver on smaller things, these allegations coming constantly have lost all the punch and credibility, I would say. Because when you're in power, you also face the same allegations and you have to answer. For example, this 16,000 rupees a plate thing, although they had not paid. But this is not general public would understand. Why did you order in first place? So you also face the same allegations. I would give an example of Sheila Dikshit. She was in power for 15 years. She never made such allegations against anybody. I've never heard. Even Ajay Makan for
well,
that matter.
10 of those 15 years were, of course, when the Congress was in power at the center, so you could maybe give her that benefit of doubt, but I take your point.
But otherwise, even against the opposition parties, you can always level some allegations or the other.
Pradeep,
so basically you have to deliver at the power when you are in power. So this negativism, as you said, cynicism from Kejriwal has to go. He's a fine leader. He has a perfect agenda.
How is this cynicism, Pradeep, impacting his own MLAs? You know, out of 67 MLAs, 5 have already become disgruntled. If the brand of politics being practiced by Mr. Kejriwal is so negative, and we've seen what Bhagwant Mann has tweeted this morning, are there more Bhagwant Manns who are there within the confines of the Aam Aadmi Party who are waiting to speak out?
Absolutely. In fact, yesterday, Bhupenji, there was something going in the closed corridors of Aam Aadmi Party where this news which was floated that there might be certain MLAs that would defect from Aam Aadmi Party. You had the a trend which was going inside the Aam Aadmi Party circle saying that I am with Arvind even if Arvind gets 0 seats. Somebody was saying that I will not be with Arvind if Arvind gets less than 10 seats. So I believe that there would be some voices which will be coming inside the Aam Aadmi Party. They have to. Because in governance, they have to change the tone of their politics. People were expecting them to talk about their delivery that they've done in the schools. They're expecting them to talk about the good work they've done with respect to the Mohalla clinics. They're not expecting them to always shoot and leave and allegate. That is not something, because the confrontationist agitator is good as an activist when he's an activist. But when he's delivering, he has to basically function as an administrator. And when you allegate inside the government with a responsible post, you have to provide substance to it. If you do not provide substance to it, people do not take you seriously. And they say, sadak ki baat, yaar ye to sirf logon ko gali bakta rehta hai.
That's the point, that's the point. You know, Vinod ji, ye to sirf logon ko gali bakta rehta hai. You know, the more I speak to people in Delhi, I see even if Mr. Kejriwal would have done something right, he's being associated for this brand that Pradeep is saying. Ye to logon ko gali bakta rehta hai. Was that a fundamental mistake?
No, Bhupen, if you remember that when the movement was going on, anti-graft movement was going on, it was the same Kejriwal, the same kind of style, Kiran Bedi, the same kind of style, Shahjah Almi, the same kind of style. And at that time, we journalists used to discuss, yeah, he is trying to speak the language of the common man. He tries to abuse authority the way a common man wants to abuse authority. And now because he's a failure in electoral politics, we are sitting in judgment. You know, failure is an orphan, quite obviously, you know, and he has to sit and listen to our, lectures of where he went wrong and where he went right. Indeed, Mr. Kejriwal, after he became chief minister, should have blended his aggression with a degree of serious administration. And you said that 15 years Sheila Dikshit was chief minister. Remember, Sheila Dikshit at one stage when the BJP was in power at the center, the NDA was in power at the center, she wanted Shailaja Chandra as chief secretary. And she got her as chief secretary, despite the fact that the LG at that time had made proposed a different name. But Home Minister L.K. Advani went with the advice of Sheila Dikshit. You know, in politics, adversarial positioning doesn't help. It is the biggest setback for governance. So he's
been tripped by the BJP.
So no, he's not been. You see, he was tripped by the media as well. Let's accept that.
Okay, fair enough.
Media was almost on the prowl like an assassin, taking pot shots at Aam Aadmi Party. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's true.
A fact.
I'm admitting it.
A big section of the media was an assassin chasing the Aam Aadmi Party. But he could not handle it. He gave them more fuel. He gave them more ammunition.
So what you're saying is that his critiques were at his throat, and Kejriwal only ended up fueling the fire further. He only ended up walking into the trap which perhaps was laid out for him, yes, by sections of the media and certainly by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Is that the reason why the BJP is ahead today? You basically, Rajesh, what has happened is this, and you can correct me if you disagree with me, that what you have done is you have sent this message across to the people of Delhi that Kejriwal is this confrontational politician who will not focus on governance but only focus on confrontation, which is needless.
I will first add to Vinod ji. He told that he was speaking all those things from Jantar Mantar. But it was right when he was speaking from Jantar Mantar, but when he was into power, he got 95% of the seats in Delhi, he would have performed. He was given huge majority by Delhiites. I can say the innocent person of Delhi had faith on the innocent face, which when the curtain was raised, he became a liar, a person who used to take U-turn, a person who planned cheating, who defrauded, and I can say a person who was totally NPA, non-performing Arvind. And I can say this type of NPAs cannot rule for a longer time.
You're describing Arvind Kejriwal as an NPA today?
Yeah.
As a non-performing asset? You know, I mean, victory has many friends and you know, losses.
No, it is he need to perform. He need to perform.
He's a true follower of the Honorable Prime Minister. He also believes in these kind of abbreviations.
He never performed. So a person who has not performed, a person who was in Dadri, who was in Hyderabad, who was in Goa, who was in Gujarat, who was in Assam, during the time he would have performed in Delhi.
I want to go to Sanket. I want to go to Sanket Upadhyay if he's there. You know, Sanket, Arvind Kejriwal being described as a non-performing asset. It's interesting. It's interesting. You know, we'll try and go to Sanket in a moment. Sanket, you know, now that you're back, is he a non-performing asset, Sanket?
As far as the Delhiites are concerned, you know, they gave him a decisive mandate, 67. First of all, he got 49. Then he got, in fact, he was there for 49 days. He was just short of the halfway mark. He had to take the support of the Congress. Then he got 67. I think the larger sentiment in the national capital is that people don't want to be seen as victims of politics all the time. And I guess over the past 2 years, the reason why the esteemed panelist is calling Kejriwal a non-performing asset is because the people in Delhi thought that here is a man who only wants to show us, or the people who voted for him, as the victims in this political game. I think there was a larger sentiment that if we are going to remain victims in politics, then let's at least go for development, let's at least go with someone who's going to answer or give us solutions. I guess to that extent, yes, he did prove out to be a non-performing asset. But let's not be absolutely unfair to him. I think what Kejriwal, and this is something I overheard right outside his office, and I'll hand back after saying this, people feel that Kejriwal needs 5 good years in opposition before maturing as a leader. As of now, what Kejriwal must concentrate in being is that proverbial ant in an elephant's nose.
That's a good way. That's a good way to describe the situation, Sanket, that Mr. Kejriwal requires a stint in the opposition. But before he decides what his next stint should be, Sanket, is there any idea that you picked up in terms of how Mr. Kejriwal is now going to deal with the naysayers within his party? Bhagwant Mann this morning raising some serious questions against Kejriwal's style of functioning, his style of leadership, speaking to the Tribune. Kumar Vishwas had put out a video a few days back where again he was accusing Arvind Kejriwal of being too self-obsessed for party gains. Nothing wrong in being self-obsessed. But are you getting a sense that there are more and more people in the Aam Aadmi Party who are coming to this conclusion that Kejriwal was a man in a hurry? And that's why a state like Delhi, where they got such a brutal majority 2 years back, they've ended up being reduced to the margins, almost number 3 in these MCD results. Is that the real reason?
Can I tell you something? Do you know, Bhupen, can I tell you something? You are only talking about the big names of the Aam Aadmi Party, whom you and I know. You're talking about Kumar Vishwas, you're talking about Bhagwant Mann. Let me give you a story. I stay in an area in Delhi called Mayur Vihar. And I can tell you that the booth level workers who worked actively within my area, I have gotten messages from them saying that this is a serious time for introspection for the party. So Arvind Kejriwal, his bigger worry right now is not the Kumar Vishwas or the Bhagwant Manns of the world. His real worry is in this laboratory called New Delhi, which won him the elections. There are a lot of people who worked at booth level. These are the people who are unconvinced with his style of functioning. And I think he will have to do some introspection and convince them to change things around. Otherwise, it could well be a case of Kejriwal being the, lone wolf attacker from this house, 6 Flagstaff Road here in New Delhi.
Pradeep,
in the political world.
Pradeep. Okay, let me just go across to Ravi Shankar Prasad, a union minister who's Ravi Kishan is speaking. Let's just listen into him.
और हमारी बातों को और जो संदेशा मोदी जी का हमने पहुंचाया उसको आपने सम्मान दिया.
Right. Ravi Kishan, Bhojpuri singer, someone who was campaigning aggressively for the Bharatiya Janata Party this election. There are so many singers in the BJP these days. There's Babul Supriyo, Union Minister. You know, there's Manoj Tiwari, Delhi BJP President. Now there is Ravi Kishan. Who knows whether there are other singers also who are waiting in the wings to join the BJP or to support the BJP campaign. But, you know, Pradeep, this point about the Aam Aadmi Party requiring introspection, and I couldn't agree more. I see so many Aam Aadmi Party workers who are absolutely unwilling to accept that there has been a change on the ground. This obsession with one's own self, this lack of reluctance of engaging with a wider mass base, is that the real problem? Was that the real problem in Punjab perhaps, and is that the real problem now in Delhi?
Absolutely, Bhupenji, you've really hit it point blank. I'll give you a small instance, right? The signaling of this was clear in the last year and also the by-polls which took place post-2015. Aam Aadmi Party had a historic vote percentage of 54-55. In the by-polls in which they even won 5 seats, right? The vote percentage was reduced to somewhere in 20s. In Rajouri Garden, they lost deposits. So this was something which this was signaled to the Aam Aadmi Party that listen, you have to change the tone of your politics. As Vinodji pointed out that people from the Jantar Mantar, he talked about the Aam Aadmi ki baat, but the same Aam Aadmi was saying that theek hai, ab tumne us tarike se, we've got you in power, now deliver and talk about what you've delivered. The MLAs, there was not even a single Mohalla Sabha which was done. The MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party refused to meet the Karyakartas. So there were these on-ground rooted problems. In the eastern Delhi part, for example, where Vinodji resides in the core constituency of Manish Sisodia, you did not have a single Mohalla Sabha taking place. You had, with Arvinder Singh Lovely coming there, the Bharatiya Janata Party marshalled a lot of support in eastern Delhi. But my point is there is some deep-rooted problem in the Aam Aadmi Party because there are no structures. It is lynched on one man without structures. The Bharatiya Janata Party.
But I thought Vinod Sharma, I thought the Aam Aadmi Party was a volunteer-based party. I thought the Aam Aadmi Party today had, much like the RSS, had built a formidable volunteer base for itself where people were willing to invest their time, energy and effort only because of the belief in the leader. Has the leader, by positioning himself as the supreme leader and the kind of controversies, is that what has got the better of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi today?
It has. You know, it's an assembly of voluble people. I often see in them some remnants of the Janata Dal, you know, which I used to, you know, jocularly say that they are most radioactive material in Indian politics. You know. Some of the people who are members of the Aam Aadmi Party are the most radioactive material in Indian politics. Some of them have now migrated to the BJP and they are happy that, you know, gainfully earning things, you know. I don't want to take names, you know. But what they have done is more against the principles of the Aam Aadmi Party, on the basis of which votes were cast for them in the previous assembly elections. Please understand, this was a party that had set itself out to change the terrain of Indian politics. Absolutely. And that is why it ran into two walls, that were the national parties, the BJP and the Congress. Congress because it wanted to save its zameen from the BJP, from the Aam Aadmi Party, and BJP because they thought that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal could be a possible future challenger to them at the national level. And that is where there was a tactical alliance. My friend said that Amarinder Singh is a very dear friend of mine. I know him very well. But I also know, as a Punjabi, I was there during elections, as to what kind of a tactical alliance happened between the BJP,
in politics, all that happens,
his party,
in politics,
and the Congress to defeat the Aam Aadmi Party.
It's not for the first time. It's not
reality.
But so you look at,
tell the truth.
But that's my point. Let's tell the truth. Of course, let's tell the truth. But look at what the Aam Aadmi Party did. The Aam Aadmi Party started questioning the very mandate itself and started blaming the electronic voting machine. That is the EVM which is responsible for the Punjab debacle, and it's the EVM perhaps which are responsible, according to the Aam Aadmi Party, for what's gone on in Delhi as well. But my point is, I slightly disagree.
They're bad losers. You know,
they're bad losers. You got that one. That is what I was saying.
They're bad losers.
They're bad losers.
And they should cease to be bad losers in a democracy, because being a bad loser is an insult to the mandate.
My point is exactly that, Vinodji. I think Mr. Kejriwal got the whole story wrong post-Punjab onwards when he started this whole exercise against EVMs and projected himself as a bad loser. It's because of this bad loser image which has got tagged with Mr. Kejriwal. I suspect that the people of Delhi today, people of Delhi today have reacted this way. My colleague Sumit Pandey has got Harshvardhan, Union Minister, with him. Let's just listen to him.
Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan is also an MP from Delhi, Lok Sabha MP. Naksa, first of all, congratulations on this victory.
Thank you so much.
How do you interpret this victory? I mean, this was an election after 10 years of BJP in power in MCD. But somehow it seemed that BJP converted it into a referendum again on the Aam Aadmi Party. Was it a strategy?
You see, first of all, you have to appreciate that no political party can convert the wishes of the people unless there is some substance or truth in that. What the people felt was that there were three things, I would say. BJP did quite well in the last 10 years, worked so well for health, education, community services, horticulture, environment, and of course sanitation to a large extent, devised new strategies to ensure better solid waste management, etc., etc. And then added to it is the great work being done by Mr. Narendra Modi all over the country, which is being appreciated all across the country by all sections of the society. So if people all across the country are applauding him, I think there is no reason why the people in the capital should not feel good about it. Added to this is certainly the factor that people felt thoroughly disillusioned with the Aam Aadmi Party, whom they gave a huge mandate in 2015. They expected them to deliver in the best possible manner, but they probably delivered in the worst possible manner, and they resorted to all sorts of bad things, bad tactics, bad mouth and bad statements, destroying, eroding institutions, people, value systems, and you can say attacking constitutional machineries, resorting to scandals, scams of all nature. You see, you had a sex scandal, you had a degree scam, you had a hawala scam, we had the public money being utilized for personal publicity of the party. All these things were happening, and they were happening day in and day out. There was hardly anything that the people of Delhi saw on the front of development. So they felt betrayed and cheated. And I think they found it an occasion to ultimately exercise their franchise and show their anger also. I feel that all these factors have combined together, but it is certainly the good work of Modi ji which has really paid the dividends, along with the good work being done by our councillors in the last 10 years.
Sir, but we are also hearing of late that Aam Aadmi Party is also saying that some of its MLAs are being approached by the BJP. Do you see, I mean, it's one, do you see that there is an implosion in the Aam Aadmi Party and BJP would want to take an advantage out of it?
I think we cannot expect any better statements from Arvind Kejriwal than this. He will talk about all these things, he will resort to all these tactics to give some sort of explanation to the people of Delhi, to the people of India, to his own cadres, and then he'll talk all this. I am not aware of what is happening in his party, and I am not keen also to know about that. But I can only say that I see this as the beginning of the end of the style of politics and you can say existence of Aam Aadmi Party on the national scene.
Last question, sir. BJP we've seen under the current dispensation is a party which is on an election mode, 365 days a year. You know, you have elections preparations going on from the booth level to the top under Mr. Amit Shah. I mean, is it the new BJP which is you know always, you know, even in the governance, when you are in government, you're preparing for elections polls?
I don't think there is anything new about it, in the sense that we have seen all these things happening in the past also. But there is no doubt about the fact that Mr. Amit Shah is certainly one of the super dynamic presidents of the party, who is very, very proactive, very, very aggressive, and he plans the things well in advance, and certainly is more energetic than many others. So you will certainly see that change in dimension of what is happening But it's not that earlier in the past also we never had booth preparations. All these things we have seen 30 years, 40 years back also. But certainly the dynamism and I would say the activism of all these things, it has certainly increased many full times.
Thank you, Rockstar. Thank you very much for saying it.
All right, so Harshvardhan there taking credit for a victory which has been well deserved by the Bharatiya Janata Party. I think there's no other way to describe what's happened than simply two factors. One, politics of cynicism which was being practiced by Arvind Kejriwal. It has not gone down well with the voters of Delhi. And then I think that Narendra Modi in many ways has just endeared himself to the rural classes, to the poorer sections of India in state after state. You can look at Orissa municipal results, you can look at Uttar Pradesh results, you can look at now Delhi results, you can look at what had happened in BMC earlier in Maharashtra. The truth is that from facing jibes of Soot Boot Ki Sarkar and being dubbed as this individual who was in the hands of crony capitalists, Narendra Modi has completely changed his image and is now reaping rich political dividends from that changed image. On the other hand, you have a Mr. Kejriwal who attempted to be that person, who attempted to be an individual who was thinking and working for the poor and the underprivileged classes. Unfortunately, because of the crisis that he himself ended up being confronted with, his constant run-ins with the centre, constant run-ins with the Lieutenant Governor's office, I think somewhere along the line, the people of Delhi have realized that this Chief Minister is not going to be in a position to deliver. Therefore, let's think in terms of alternatives. And I think it's that sentiment which is being expressed today by the people of Delhi. Abid, the more I look at the numbers, and I think now, you know, I mean, we got leads pretty much from all the wards. I'm told my colleague Shubhajit Sengupta is speaking to the Delhi BJP chief Manoj Tiwari. Let's just listen to him.
में परिवर्तित होने दीजिए, फिर हम लोग बात करेंगे।
पर किस तरह का आपको अभी तो 180 पे लीड से ज्यादा पे लीड आई हुई है, लगभग 2/3 मेजॉरिटी आने की संभावना है। इस पर आप आगे क्या कहना चाहते हैं? आपकी पहली प्रतिक्रिया क्या रहेगी?
निश्चित दिल्ली के सभी लोगों को मैं नमन करता हूं, कोटि-कोटि धन्यवाद। और ये जीत हमारी जो हो रही है, इसमें हम ये सारी जीत को सुकमा के शहीदों के चरणों में समर्पित करते हैं। आज हमारा मन थोड़ा दुखी भी है क्योंकि हमने सेलिब्रेशन भी रोक दिया है। सुकमा में जो जवान शहीद हुए हैं, इसलिए हमने सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए लोगों को कोई सेलिब्रेट नहीं कर रहा है, ढोल नगाड़े नहीं बजेंगे, लेकिन हम दिल्ली की जनता को इसके लिए कोटि-कोटि नमन करते हैं, इस सम्मान के लिए, इस विश्वास के।
तो अब जब जीत रहे हैं, अब अगले की कार्रवाई क्या होगी? अब तीनों जो MCDs हैं, उसमें क्या किस तरह की काम करवाना चाहें?
अब ये सारी चीजें हम थोड़ी देर में प्लान करके बताएंगे। अभी तो हमारी सबसे बड़ी कोशिश होगी कि 4 महीने सिर्फ हम स्वच्छता पे ध्यान दें, फॉगिंग पे ध्यान दें, ताकि दिल्ली को किसी गंदगी से हो रही बीमारियों से उसको बचाना है और एक स्वस्थ और स्वच्छ दिल्ली देना है, ऐसा हमारा।
आम आदमी पार्टी नंबर 3 पर आ गई है, इस पर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
अब आम आदमी पार्टी को दिल्ली ने वोट आउट कर दिया है, तो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी राइट टू रिकॉल याद करें। जनता ने राइट टू रिकॉल का प्रयोग किया है, वो इस्तीफा दें, सब जनता यही चाहती है।
तो आप चाहते हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल अब इस बार रिजाइन करें?
अब इसके बाद भी अगर वो नहीं करना चाहे तो उनकी नैतिकता, लेकिन दिल्ली की जनता ने कहा है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल दिल्ली से हटो।
ईवीएम पर ब्लेम आ रही है? अरे भाई, ईवीएम पर ब्लेम आ रही है सर, उस पर करने लगे।
वो तो ईवीएम बेस्ट है, ईवीएम बेस्ट है।
That's Manish Tiwari, who's victorious right now, but the celebrations will be muted here given the kind of tragedy which has been seen in Sukma. With Vikas Rawat, this is Shubhajit Sengupta.
Okay, I think congratulations are in order to the Bharatiya Janata Party. I think it's a victory well achieved and well deserved. And as I said a short while back, the one man who gets full credit for this is the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. I think demonetization, which initially was being ridiculed, was being questioned by many, is now reaping very, very rich political dividends. It was Orissa one day, Maharashtra next day, Uttar Pradesh then, And now, who knows, even Delhi MCD completely going to the Bharatiya Janata Party, despite being in power for 10 long years, facing corruption allegations. One of the surveys had predicted that there were two agencies which were the most corrupt in Delhi. MCD was one of them, and the other was Delhi Police. Yet, the party which was in power in MCD today has managed to present itself as a completely new alternative, as the biggest agent of change. Sanket Upadhyay is there outside the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. Sanket, any word what Mr. Kejriwal is planning to do? Because Arvind Kejriwal till yesterday was tweeting that if the results do not go in his favor, then he'll think in terms of going back to the movement. What did he imply when he said that he will go back to his movement? Does it imply that he's thinking in terms of now running away once again from governance, stepping down from the post of chief minister, becoming a part of a movement? These are all questions which need to be asked. From Kumar Vishwas of the Aam Aadmi Party to Bhagwant Mann, MP of the Aam Aadmi Party, in the past many MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party, many people have openly spoken out about the kind of leadership of Mr. Kejriwal. He wants to be the supreme leader of the party. Is that the real problem for the Aam Aadmi Party? Sanket Upadhyay, any word what Mr. Kejriwal is now attempting to do as he deals with the scale of decimation of the Aam Aadmi Party today?
Well, you know, Bhupen, apart from the fact, the only thing predictable about Kejriwal is the fact that he is going to protest about something or the other. Apart from that, it's a very elusive mind that we are talking about over here. Having said that, I can now tell you that this is the 6 Flagstaff Road residence of Arvind Kejriwal, where we are expecting the official briefing of the Aam Aadmi Party. Any minute now, we are expecting Gopal Rai, senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, to come out and address the media on what the party thinks about the result of the MCD. So it's not Arvind Kejriwal who's coming out, not even Manish Sisodia. The task of dealing with the media, the task of explaining what really the top minds of the Aam Aadmi Party are thinking has been given to Gopal Rai. That's the latest that we can tell you at this moment. But obviously the expectation right now from the Aam Aadmi Party will be that this shoot and scoot brand of politics that they are exercising, will they move beyond that? Will this be a time for serious introspection